just maybe, they might be able to hear us. Well, they can't hear you guys. They can't hear you guys. This is literally the reason why we do it. They can't hear that part, but okay, there we go. Now they can hear us fine.
Now, hey, audio.
Thank you, OBS. I love when you switch my default settings for no apparent reason.
Always realizing it at the beginning of session. Love it. But welcome, everyone.
Oh no.
We're back. Oh, what? Oh no.
My thing's frozen.
Oh yeah, your image is frozen. Great start, Nat Disaster crew, guys. I love it. Well, welcome back to Nat Disaster, everybody. It's been a hot minute since session.
Yeah.
We had a couple streams in between, but we're glad to be back for session 39 of the Misfit Warriors campaign. We're getting to there. We're almost the same amount with the heist and the Misfit Warrior campaign. I'm so excited for that. But let's not waste too much time with that, because I really want to fucking play today. So, starting, because they have to go inside, we're going to intro in the opposite order this time. We got Chaos blowing in on the breeze. Callum.
Hey guys, I'm playing Yamakowski. It has been a second, so I don't exactly remember what's going on, but I remember that we are in a target-rich environment, which is not ideal since we're doing shit that is time-sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And the second that we get more than 2 targets going on, I tend to go to both of them in turn. Distractions abound.
If it wasn't time-sensitive and you just had time to kill, boy, it would be fun. But
goddamn responsibilities.
I thought we're supposed to escape that. Yes. Oh god, I love it.
Second. Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to play tonight. Hopefully I don't fall asleep. I played last night and we stayed up about like 10:30. I passed.
Just caffeine and weed, Callum. Caffeine and weed.
That's what we're up to.
Well, continuing in the opposite order than usual, we got a true hunter of nature, the note taker of the group. We have Vicky.
Hi everybody, I am Vicky. I am playing Nock. They are a halfling ranger and druid. I'm on top of a tower. It's fine. Also, I'm knitting.
Hey.
Bandana. Not quite, but it will be one day.
For the long Nat Disaster dedicated fans, you can watch all of the things Vicky has knit in the process of playing D&D.
And crochet. Like, I definitely have tried to wear them in and out sometimes so that anybody who is paying attention of our 2 viewers may notice over time what I have made and continue to wear.
Mm-hmm. Then we have the Portal Wizard with many, many issues. We have...
What up, guys? I'm Andrew. I am playing Oliver Evangrove, our Portal Wizard with not just daddy issues, but, as you said, a lot of other issues.
Each session unveils more.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what issues we uncover today.
Mm-hmm. And last but usually first, we have the tech paladin of Nat Disaster.
No one actually looks at my Twitter, but if you looked at it, it says breaker and fixer of all things mechanical and technical, or something like that. And today is truly that, as I spent the first half of my day from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. ripping a transmission out of a 1996 Chevy Tahoe. Not mine. Mine's mint. Mine has no problems. Mine is the rust. And now I'm here, and I'm ready to have fun, and let's not, startle the entire set of Gandits and then make this mission infinitely times harder, hopefully. But, if they fight us first, they're gonna die.
Loot.
That's why we have Nock. Nock can get the loot without them even noticing.
I'm hoping.
You have a giant owl. Come on, it should be pretty easy.
I have some ideas. We just have to communicate that with one another.
Yeah, we also have Rogue in the party. I know one of my highest moments as Yamakowski was doing when we broke into that one lady.
Oh my god, that was one of the funniest things. Like,
dude,
you just kept rolling
like 20 in that one scenario.
Like you guys were just planning to like scout out her house, and you end up completing the assignment.
Well, because he kept rolling so high, he's like, why not?
Time.
Like that song, I understood the assignment.
But
100%.
Last but not least, I hope I didn't intro myself this time, so this is truly in the backwards order than usual. Hi, I'm Brian Creevy, the DM Disaster Master of Nat Disaster, here to bring the next installment in my wonderful world of Tychorus. Only thing I have to update on my life is I got my tattoo colored.
Oh, wait.
Is Andrew sprinting from a different room?
It sounds like it.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
That looks lovely.
The Murder of Crow's Vigor from Bioshock Infinite, and it's not done yet. Next thing, I'm going to get smoke coming down the side that's going to turn to ravens down the rest of my arm.
Can you send a picture of it to the chat? Because I am only seeing a little like camera icon with a slash through it.
Yes, absolutely, Callum. But yeah, super proud of that. I've been wanting a Bioshock Infinite tattoo for a while, and I liked the black and white one of the first design, but I'm so glad it has color now. So I'm a very colorful tattoo person, if you haven't noticed. But
the only reason I haven't gotten colors is because I want Avery to be able to use me like a coloring book.
Oh,
that's so cute.
It's so sweet.
But
also, it saves me money.
There.
Only other thing I'd like to say is go back and watch our previous disaster cast that we had last time, the surprise cast, because we went through some heist session, rapid roleplay scenarios of the next couple of days after the heist, which ended up being super fun.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Bonus stuff for you to watch at some point, Callum.
Super rapid.
Keep up with the people I already know.
Yeah.
Like low effort, which is nice.
Yeah, very low effort. Just like, what do you want to do? Okay.
Well, yeah, but
this
it's still
is what happens.
Know what
roll
happened.
This check. Yeah. It was fun.
Cool.
Imagine if the heist actually went by that quick
in the future eventually.
Imagine if the heist. I think the pace of that disaster cast was how I imagined the heist to go in my 3 sessions.
You imagine?
Yeah, I think the thing is that you're very like, you want to describe your setting very like novel like, and so that makes us all very interested in what the setting is like, and so we want to.
Oh yeah, you fucked up. All of your friends are readers.
But like when you glaze over it, it's a totally different DM style. When you kind of like glaze over it and are like, okay, here's what you're doing, fast pace, like it's a different style, and it takes time to adjust to that for sure.
Brian, we're sorry we're illiterate.
Hey, no, I love it. Hey, I like getting my writing out there, so thank you guys for always loving it.
We apologize for our deep media literacy and want to explore worlds. Since we can't do that in some of the worlds we'd like to explore because some of the authors are jerks.
All right. But I think with that, let's go ahead and let tonight's disaster unfold. Previously, on last month and a half ago's session, the party, now traveling south from Ladris, ended up getting to the end of the first day of travel next to the hole in the ground the Misfits had discovered that led to the small shrine of Naira. Nock actually hearing the voice of Naira crying out as a request for Nock and Chiron to come to the Porches of Purity. After jumping into the hole, Yamakowski jumping straight into it afterwards, taking some fall damage but landing it, doing a full-on superhero landing. You guys ended up finding the mimics that Nock had killed last time, or at least some new ones maybe, in place where they were. Yamakasi having the brilliant compulsion to try to befriend these mimics, and some shenanigans that happened there. Nock ended up making their way to the Portraits of Purity, Yamakasi coming behind a few seconds after. Finding on the surface of the water, Nock ended up finding a burning river's touch flower just like circling on the water of the portrait in the shrine. Nock ended up grabbing it and pushing their face through the water once more, like they had done in the past, and seeing Naira. Naira then letting Nock know that she needs a druid, and Nock's always had the heart or the soul of a druid inside of them their whole life. It's time to unlock that or intertwine your spirit with the spirit of nature. Tasking Nock when they go to Zesta City to find a book within Mayar's Athenium that will help find a purple crystal dragon inside the Purity to help bring refugees of Paragon City, the city within the Purity, as some darkness has started to envelop the capital city, as Naira flees and tries to get the resistance out of the city. Popping back into the out of the Purity, Nock's flower suddenly is popping back and forth from life to burnt at that point, and being a focus for them. Also, coming back out of the hole after you guys destroyed the mimics, finding a potion of polymorph in the chest as a reward. You guys ended up then sleeping over the night, traveling further down south the next day, and as the weather was more rainy, more of just a study session as you guys read through your books and training as you traveled the day's journey south. When you finally got to the part where the river splits, where the instructions for the starfall were to go immediately east from here, you guys found some cart pull-offs, but beforehand running into two familiar halfling brothers, Phaeton and Leiror. Nock ended up catching up with them, figuring out why they've been called back, figuring out some information for like a good leather worker down in Zista City. You guys then took the left path to put your cart inside the section of the hills where there seemed to be a couple other caravans there, leaving your compatriot Zani and Yamakausi's turtle Yertle to guard the cart, as well as Arik, Yerem, and Hope. And they all ended up starting to like cook a dinner for the other people of the caravan, kind of having a little commune for the night. With this, after putting up the alarm torches around the camp, your party decided to enter into the grasslands, heading eastward towards the location of where the starfall is said to be. Nock tracking the way forward, finding the ways that the Gandits travel throughout the hills, and the rest of the party trying to be as stealthy as possible. You narrowly escaped being noticed by some Gandits, as Bracket fell and Yamakausi perfectly caught Bracket, and with a nat 1, nat 20 off kind of between the two of them. As you guys got marched on forward, Nock ended up seeing a tower in the distance cresting around a hill. Going out to investigate, they ended up going on top of the tower with Vane, and the rest of the party ended up stealthing around to the side. You guys were able to notice that they seem to be collecting some sort of grains or crops from the field. As looking ahead of you, you see an entire like farmland where you can see different stalks of grains and corn and such things growing. There seems to be 4 in the tower below Nock, 4 on the ground loading up the cart, and Nock is able to detect 4 more coming in their direction from the other side of the field. Also detecting pockets of groups of 4 all across the grasslands with their 5-mile radius effect So great.
I
But
know,
yeah.
it's your favorite thing. I have a question.
Yes.
Do we have the flower that I picked up last session in D&D Beyond or no?
No. I would say
No?
just custom add yourself the produce flame cantrip to your spell
Produce-
list, because that's the one. It's your spell casting focus, but that's the
Mhm.
one thing it gives you. Produce flame.
Let me see if I can do that.
You can't custom add a spell, but you can custom add an item which grants you a spell if you homebrew.
Yeah, I might have to fiddle with that. For now, I can just
I
look it up and
apologize.
keep in mind that I have the ability
What
to
is
use
free
that.
time and having time to write every single item in the game?
Yeah, you're not in trouble. It's okay.
One day, I'm gonna pay
Um,
Brian for 2 afternoons
If
to just
no,
sit there
and
writing
that's the thing.
items,
Like,
and
if
he's
you
gonna
want
want
the
to kill
item
himself.
as a custom item, I can make it if Brian sends me what it's called and like a brief description. I'll just copy and paste.
Cool. That would be an easy way in the future. So
Teamwork.
Honestly, I've been doing it for long enough on D&D Beyond because of my own homebrew shit that like I actually figured out how to do certain things. Like I've made 6 different versions of Voice of Aether. Oh my god, yeah, I've come a long way from not like refusing to use it because I could not stand using technology to like now I'm barely savvy with it.
I still
Yep.
hate technology,
Hell
but
yeah.
D&D Beyond is just easier to use than a piece of paper.
That's fair.
Yeah, and now that I have a 2-year-old, it's like if I had done pen and paper, a lot of my shit would be gone by now.
Yeah, he'd be like, ooh, paper!
Yeah, exactly, because it's only
And you can't
one
blame him for being an
crumple away
artist.
from being unusable. Like,
no, this was my character sheet from 10 campaigns.
dude, Bethany brought home work and he drew all over a bunch of it while she was in the bathroom.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You
and the
start getting
people's papers, like
filing
she was
cabinets
grading
like
paperwork.
old people.
Okay, so I have
I didn't leave it on my counter.
So last bit of the recap though,
yes.
as Yamakausi used wet hands, using a mage hands to lift a passkey, some sort of pouch that had the word open written in undercommon, and Brackett was able to deduce that it seemed to be pointing the way, getting brighter when it seemed to lead in the direction of a possible entrance. Brackett then also using divine sense and not noticing anything in the 60-foot area, but beyond that, feeling the presence of a fiend somewhere in the nearby vicinity. And the
I'm a bad guy.
And the session ended as Nock peeked across the field and noticed a cart getting pulled by a 2-headed hellhound and being ridden by one Gandit, heading in their direction.
He's the coolest
And Nock
Gandit,
sent
by the way.
and Nock sent a message back to Brackett saying that they don't think this is worth it, basically. And that
Is the
where
2-headed hellhound the one that we've met before?
No, you have not met a two-headed hellhound. You've met one-headed hellhound. Well, not you, but the other misfits have met one-headed hellhounds.
Not you.
I thought there was a 2-headed one that Naresh punched.
It is not the one Naresh punched.
It's not the one?
The one Naresh punched, I think that was just a one-headed one back then, but I think the figure I had 2 heads. I would have to double check, but this one, at least this one here, has 2 heads, and that is where we ended last session. So Nock, you are on the top of the tower, and if you guys want to open up Roll20, I have positioned you guys so you can see everything. There's no combat yet.
I'm sorry.
I would like to so I'm gonna let with message. I'm going to let Brackett know. I'm going to let Brackett know that I have so I said something along the lines of I think this might be more trouble than it's worth. But let me take a closer look. And I break that, and then I am going to cast Elevated Sight.
Ooh, what a great spell. I have the same one.
Does message allow me to say anything back or no? It's only you to me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
25
Yes.
words.
Okay. I would say be safe, be quick. Don't stir.
Okay.
So,
Bracket can
cast
do
elevated sight.
wordplay.
yes. So
Okay,
it
how
can
high up does
be-
it go?
It can be up to 120 feet above me. I want to put it. Let's see. Let me see where we are here. So I want to just get a better viewpoint of like the Hellhound and what everything is doing. So I'm just gonna, because how high up am I?
So the tower sits about 50 feet where everybody is kind of like standing, the Gandits. So you being probably about roughly 10 to 15 feet above that. So about 65 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Is the weird
Let me
wyvern-looking thing the Hellhound?
Yes, in the bottom right.
Oh boy, I
Okay,
forgot
cool.
we had a fucking map.
I'm gonna
I said
put it
open
up
roll 20.
just a good
I already had a whole day. I'm
100
sorry.
feet up.
100 feet?
Yeah. And then
So you'll
I'm
be
going
165
to
feet up.
look through the sensor and try to see if I can find any more details of what they're doing, like what they're bringing,
Okay.
and like how big and bad this Hellhound looks.
So your sight just shoots 100 more feet up in the air, 165 feet up, and you get a aerial view of the whole surrounding area. You can see this field does expand across a valley in between two hills. It's hard to gauge exactly how far it would go. Maybe a good 350 to 400 feet across before it gets to the other side of the hill. You don't see more Gandits other than the ones that you've seen. Would you have to roll a perception check from looking through this? This just gives you the vantage point, right? Or does it say?
Yeah, it says I can see through the sensor as if I'm flying, granting a full 360-degree view from its location. It moves with me, retaining its height in relation to me. I can use a bonus action to adjust the sensor's height, but only to a maximum of 120 feet above me.
Okay.
And
Can it
while
go
looking
below
through
you?
it, I was gonna ask
Called
if I could try to get
elevated
it below
sight,
me, but it
so-
says it's elevated sight. I'd have to be. I don't think I can put it below me. I wish I could.
You
Then
turn
I
it
could.
upside down.
I know. Can I just do like a handstand and then it's in the hut
See,
below
that's
me?
creative as fuck though, because like it already limits you by making it that it has to be like in the same axis as you. You can't move it around. But like,
Yeah.
I guess if you did
still
below
need to
you,
roll
it would be
a-
inside the tower, and you would just be looking at the inside walls of the tower. So like, that's kind of. But
I think you still should have to roll a perception check to like see
that's fair.
certain things. So go ahead, roll a perception check.
y'all look like ants from up here.
Let's see.
What the fuck is that? I can't see
Okay,
anything. God damn it!
That's pretty decent, actually. Let me just remember what my addition is. I think it's
700.
Never mind. That was a different. It's plus 4, so that is a 14.
14.
Good.
Okay. So you definitely see clearly your allies. To the side of the tower, you can see like there's almost like this rock structure jutting out of the hill, and they're kind of like on the top behind it, like peering over the corner. And you can see like all the other Gandits that you've seen before. No more seem to be around the field. You can see in the distance there seems to be 3 more towers far, far past the next hill over to the south. And then you see some sort of cave entrance on the other side of the field built into the southern hill. There seems to be like this hole that goes into the hill. That's as much as you can see over there.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna bring my vision back to myself. I'm gonna very quietly just peer over into the room below me and try to get a sense of what's going on in there really quick.
Okay. Roll a perception check and a stealth check.
Okay. Perception. That is a 13 for perception, and then for stealth. Damn. That's a 10 for stealth.
Oops.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are able to look and peer your head underneath the tower and looking inside. You do seem to see directly below you. There seems to be a earth genasi that seems to be just standing over the edge, looking in the distance. And you can see there seems to be 3 others up there. 2 that are kind of hanging out and with some bows standing over near a weapon rack that seem to be lined with more and more arrows. And then another one that seems to be sitting on a chest. And you can hear the Earth Genasi shout down to the crew down below. Hey, here comes Stefan. Farron, get a move on. Come on, let's get this cart. Let's get this cart moving over there before we're late. Stefan doesn't like when we're late. And then you can see Jem kind of like peer up for a second, and turns and looks, and she's like, "What was that?"
Are we rolling initiative?
Nock, what do you do?
Let me see.
It's Stefan.
Also, Brian, question.
Yes.
These stone things, are they like, is it a stone wall? Like, are we behind a stone wall?
So the way it was kind of described is it looks like something had thrown this huge chunk of rock at some point in the past, and it had been inserted. Now the hills have kind of grown around it, so it's kind of got this almost like 15-foot ledge over the area where they're walking. So
I know I had cast. I think I had cast Pass Without Trace. Is that still up?
You did.
Yeah.
Would I have
Okay.
been able to add that to my roll?
So
Isn't
that
I
yeah.
don't know when that happened.
Concentration?
Oh wait, yes, elevated sight concentration.
Oh, it is concentration. God damn
Yep.
it.
That canceled it
God
out.
damn it. Okay.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. It's an action to cast it, so I don't know how helpful that would be to recast it right now.
Oh, did I forget the pickle game?
I'm gonna let's see. I think I just have to. I think that's
The other option is have your Fane just fly the fuck away.
it's true. That's kind of what I'm also thinking. It's just like get the fuck out of Dodge.
Bye. Just go
Okay.
the opposite direction and then be like, do we deal with that? Do we do
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna scramble back up, hop onto Vane, and have her fly straight up.
Okay. All right. Are you trying to do so with stealth or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So have Vane roll a stealth check.
Okay, Vane, come on. Roll better
Got
than
this,
I
Vane.
did,
Save the
Stealth is
situation. What's the point of the giant owl?
Okay,
Hey,
she did
sorry,
a really good
guys, I
job.
got a little distracted. What is happening?
That's okay.
I know you got a little bit found out.
I got a little bit found out. I'm trying to fly away. 22 for Vane.
22.
Yeah.
Straight upward into the sky as high as you need before you slow down.
Yeah.
And
Out of sight.
Yamakowski, Brack, and Oliver, you can kind of see up in the tower. This one Earth Genasi kind of like just like looks up around. It's like, I thought I heard, and then you can hear down below, "Hey, Arthur!" And you guys see the man on the Hellhound kind of shouting over to the rest of them. "Weren't you already supposed to be delivering this to the underground HQ?" And he's just like, "Yeah, it just took a little bit of extra time today. We were just about to bring it down right now." He says, "Seeing it in the cart doesn't appear to be showing that you were going to be going to the underground."
Fucking yikes! Oh my goodness!
You know
Rob
these
is like,
carts
"God
still
damn,
fit
this guy's an
down there.
asshole."
What you were probably doing was going to be putting it to the side for tomorrow. And you know what that is called, Arthur? Lazy. And he walks up close in front of this guy, and the Hellhound, the two-headed Hellhound's like kind of just like growling in this person's face. He says, "The Gandit King doesn't abide or tolerate any laziness. I'm sure he'll love to hear this. Now,
Not right now, so too.
get a move on. Farron, cast your floating disc. Get all this stuff and this as well." And he shows his harvest as well. "Move this inside and get this to the HQ immediately. There's no time for laziness." And you guys start seeing everybody. The cart moves forward into the rest, and they start grabbing stuff out of the cart that just came up and moving it onto the floating disc. You can see one of the humanoids ends up casting floating disc and lifts all of these crates that were in that cart out into the side and puts it next in between the two carts, and everybody except the one riding the Hellhound starts lifting the crates of the other stuff into the floating disc. You can see little bits on the side of the floating disc kind of come up, little metal that keeps all the crates inside.
How does the card work? I have Dispel Magic Joker card in my inventory. If I wanted to dispel the floating disc and have everything crash to the ground.
Wow, I can't believe you still have that.
I have one, and I kept it.
He's the best character in the entire fucking goddamn campaign. You should know this. He's an item hoarder, and it's the best type of item hoarder.
I mean, it'll expose your location, but you can throw it, and then what it touches.
Like, but does it have to expose my location? Because, like, one, Wet Hands can be invisible, and two, he has an invisible mage hand.
So he is incorporeal. Like he can always be. He can't be completely gone. You asked me that last session. So he can go through things and stuff, but he can't turn himself invisible. He's incorporeal.
Well, okay, so then his mage hand, though, is invisible.
His mage hand is invisible, though, yes.
Would I throw it with the mage hand? Is that...
I mean...
Because, like, at this point, I feel like we're just trying to get away, and I know we could, like, go and slink through the tall grass.
I guess, yeah. With your invisible mage hand, if you gave it and floated it out without anybody noticing, which would be pretty easy with it being an invisible mage hand and just a card, you could do that and throw it.
Float it above their head and drop it down, like, onto the floating disc or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Do you want to do that?
Nah, I got you. Cal, come on, matey. I have a joke we're going to play.
Yeah, right? He's got a 30-foot range on his mage hand, and then, like, it could potentially toss it a little bit, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm willing to sacrifice the item. Like, I've just been keeping it around for, you know, a time such as this, so...
I think it is worth it and funny.
Yeah,
right?
So
I just want to
the mage hand floats over the area.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He deserves it.
The mage hand lifts the card up and floats it over towards the floating disc and gently tosses it. Starts floating down and floating down until one person who's like putting a chest onto the floating disc looks and goes, "Huh?" And then it just
floating down. I'm gonna like start motioning to all of like the party to maybe start moving away or do whatever we're trying to do to make our escape.
Okay.
We will all
right.
comply and begin moving, though kind of watching to see what happens.
Oh yeah, no, I just like make use of the commotion versus just watching to see what happens.
So if you start backing away, you will lose sight on this. So you can stay and watch, or you can back away. Nock could watch from above for a little bit, but if you guys back away, you will lose sight on what's going on.
Okay, I will stay in place until the commotion happens.
Okay, so the floating
They're
disc,
100% going to assume it's the random person they saw.
And you can just see all the crates crash down, some of them cracking, not all of them, but a lot of the contents spilling out. The chest that one person was holding, the magical lock just kind of pops off and the chest kind of opens up. What? And everybody's kind of just like look around the area. That the man on the hellhound is like, "Hey, Theron, you can't hold up the floating disc. Would you stub your fucking toe?" And he's just like,
I'm happy Brian's gonna have this improv.
Dropping concentration on a really important spell.
He's like, I didn't do anything. I don't know what just happened. And what I was like, there was a card, and he ends up like trying to pull some of the crates out of the way. It's like, what about a card? You idiots! Just make another one. Come on, we need to get to the headquarters.
So while they're like distracted, I think we should
let's
probably skedaddle. Yeah,
I agree.
I want to check that magic. He specifically didn't mention if anything popped out of the magic chest, but like, we know that if I look, we're gonna get caught. So we gotta go.
I was hoping, there'd be more. He'd murder one of them, and then we'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool. They're now bored. They're entertaining themselves. We can walk over now."
It worked pretty good. Honestly, I'm so pleased that we still had one of those.
All right.
So I am seeing all of this from above.
Yes. How high did you go?
I mean, if I went 150 feet above where I was, that should be pretty out of sight for.
Yes, like, especially with that stealth check. Yep. So you're 150 feet up. You're already 65 feet, so you're like 210, 215 feet up.
Yeah, so I can't really communicate, unfortunately. So what I'll do is I think I'll head back. Man, it's so tempting to go back to the chest, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna head back. I think there was like an area where we were observing the scene from afar on the way up to here.
Before you commit to doing a different thing, you said it's so hard not to go back for the chest, but everybody in the building is down on the ground floor. If you like fly over,
that's true.
The ones who
grab it and then hop back on her back, like you could be gone before they even notice that there's a noise upstairs.
The 4 in the tower stayed in the tower. It was just now the ones on the ground.
They might be looking on the other side of the tower now because they heard the noise, but it's not
true.
like.
No, that's fair. I thought they may have gone down. Oh, that's fair. Thanks for pointing that out because I almost.
No, they seem, as you are backing away, they seem a little bit more on alert, especially now with that commotion down at the cart and their suspicion of thinking somebody was on the roof before. They're kind of keeping their eyes out on the surroundings.
So
they're actually good at their job.
But Nock, as you are 210 feet up in the air, though, you get a even higher, more aerial view of the surroundings.
Yeah. I could even put my vision through the orb that's another 120 feet above me.
So you're looking about 335 feet up in the air at this point.
Yeah.
You're above certain clouds right now, your sight. You can see some passing down below, some around you as well. The ever-expansive hills of the Gandits, the grasslands of Galandria, seems very serene and honestly beautiful from up here. You can just see an array of different hills and different formations forming valleys with towers popping out in different areas, similar to the ones, the one that you had seen below. You could even see areas that seem to be other large valleys taken up by some sort of farmland. seems like the Gandits really have taken this land and made the most of it. They're trying to have some sort of like stabilized society here. And more over towards the east, in the direction in which you have been directed, you see an area where several hills all surround this one central valley that seems to have a lot of mist just swirling around over the top. You can see from the north there seems to be a little bit of a river that goes into that space as well. And for a second, you feel something coming from over there. Can you roll a nature check?
Yeah, I can. It's not my best stat, but you know.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. That's a 4.
4. They're definitely.
That's not the best stat.
They're
You never know,
definitely
and now you never will.
coming from over there.
Yeah.
You feel something akin to what you've just started feeling within yourself. Like it feels like something maybe more powerful, but still druidic in nature.
It's motherfucking Smokey the Bear.
That's in the direction that we're supposed to be heading.
Yes.
Neat.
Okay.
And look,
do I see like a clearer path from above? Like, can I kind of map out what would be the easiest way to get there?
roll a perception check.
Dude, what a fucking great way to use that spell.
Thank you.
Dude, this is so ranger coded. I didn't even think about it like that.
That's it's like what's the that's the point of literally Nock's character besides being awesome in combat.
No, for sure, but like I thought to use it because I have the thing that lets me shoot through walls. I was like,
So
I'll just look over the walls.
For perception, that's a 12.
Okay.
I don't know.
Definitely too far for me to cast guidance.
I'd say you are able to map a little bit of the area out, like in your head, based on this elevated site.
Okay, cool.
And I'm taking a picture of my map of the area and showing you the
Oh my
area that
God.
you can map out.
That's so cool. Okay.
So I just sent it in the group chat. That tower is obviously where you are with that valley. And the very edge of the eastern side where you see that little tip, that seems to be where you can see those hills converge, and there seems to be some sort of valley with mist swirling around.
Okay, near the G.
The very eastern side where you can see that little tiny point.
Yeah. Okay,
on the right side.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So
awesome.
you can see.
I like how Brian's
clear
hiding
path.
part of the map from us to make sure we don't see that part, though.
Like
so
a good
you can
path that I
see
could-
those paths are clearly defined through the hills that you can see. So you now have a visual of the path that you guys were following through.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of memorize that, and I'm going to bring us to the closest like that would get us there the fastest, which I think is the one north of the tower, which is kind of close to where we were.
Yep, that was the path that you were walking on before.
So I'm going to make sure that my friends can see me. So I'm going to, once I'm about 120 feet out distance from the tower, I'm going to start slowly descending, just so that I can hopefully have my friends kind of see me in the distance, kind of because they know what Vayne looks like. They know how to look out for Vayne. they've been following Vane this whole time.
So back to the other party. So you guys slowly back out around the hill towards the path you were following before, keeping pretty silently, the commotion starting to fizzle out in the distance. You can no longer hear. Hamel comes back out to you out of the crevice you had told him to wait in.
Okay.
So which direction are we going?
I can't. I guess we'll look for this guy for Nock to see, because we know you went up, because we did see that at least. So I'll try and just perceive up to see if I can see where Nock is, so that way we can
Bracket, roll a perception check.
Let's have me do it. The guy who's pretty below average.
You had the idea.
I know.
Don't min-max this. Just roll your bad stats.
I'm just stating facts.
Nock rolled a 4 today.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I am not by any means upset or angry. I said it. I should roll it. 13.
13.
Even not still that bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty good.
Nock, if you're trying to stay hidden still, he probably wouldn't, but you can definitely see them. If you want to make yourself known, you would just have to get closer.
Yeah. Okay. So if I can see them,
I guess we keep walking out of any kind of eyesight of anyone in that group if they were to walk up the hill.
Yeah, meet them at a good nexus point for us to just kind of meet up, go over.
Should I go off of the battle map now?
Yeah, you can go off of the battle map. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
If we don't go back. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna land maybe like a good 50 feet ahead of them, just so that I'm really out of sight of the Gandits. I don't want them to see Vane landing. Because I think that would probably get them to come this way.
Purposely going a little further away.
Yeah, just like ahead of you, drop down.
We will intersect with Nock and Vane.
Yeah.
I think at this point we would probably start getting onto the horse.
Did Callum? Did you keep your floating disc following you?
Probably not. But like I can always cast it again. I've got it at will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's not at will ritual. It literally is at will.
Yeah, it's just on my armor. So anytime I want to use it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. So do you guys just continue going?
I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Well, I'm just gonna let them know what was going on. Yeah, they had a chest, but two-headed hellhound seems kind of maybe not worth it.
It seemed like it would be good loot, but also we wouldn't be able to finish what we actually need to do.
Yeah. As a benefit, I did see where we're going. I think
that's much. That's very good.
So I have a good idea of where we need to go, so I can.
You lead and scout ahead and make sure, just in case there's other Gandits, because clearly they were transferring supplies today. So there's
a lot of other stuff going on. There's a lot of other towers. They're all a bit further away from where we are, so I don't think we're gonna intersect with any of them, but I can keep an eye out for sure. I don't want to waste too many of my spell slots before we get to where we're going, just in case there's anything to fight there, which there probably.
You guys do know that you were told that there is an undeadish presence.
I felt something out there that felt kind of like druidy. So I don't know if that's what we're going there to fight. I kind of hope not.
Well, we'll find out, unfortunately. Yeah. That's just how this works.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I mean, if it is druidy, there's a good chance that we'll be able to convince it that we're on their side. I mean, because we are.
Yeah. Maybe we can cure it. I don't know.
Heroes of the gods.
Yeah, we are heroes.
No, do you keep the flower out, or where do you keep it?
I think currently, Nock has kind of druid crafted like a little necklace, kind of like a choker. Has it kind of like in the middle of their neck right now.
Like I assumed it was partially in your hair, like. I know that's one of the descriptions
I have
of Nock
kind of thought like it could be up in like the braids, but for right now, I think this is like the first day of having it. So they've just kind of like grown some vines around it, made a quick little necklace, little choker, tied it off so that it's safe, you know.
I'll make a headband later. That takes time.
1 second, chat. My cat's having an asthma attack. 1 second.
Oh shit!
Catsma.
Yeah, that's more important than the D&D game.
But yeah, so we'll follow that. You watch
Oh,
out. You don't need to use spells to talk to
Yeah.
us. Just give us the.
Well, those I can do. That one's a real. It doesn't cost anything.
Okay,
but,
that's like a cantrip or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to cast Pass Without Trace right now, just in case there's anything big and bad.
Yeah,
Where we're
we'll stay
going?
quiet.
Message, so I can still communicate with you guys from a distance.
Okay.
And I think my elevated site's
maybe
gonna
want a
disappear
buff?
just about now.
Do you want a buff?
A buff?
Like spells?
To what?
Like, I've got some stuff. I think we still have our, what is it called? Aid on?
Yeah, Nock still has the aid, so
Yes,
Nock has 5 additional
I am
to
still
her
aided.
max. Their max.
Okay.
I am still aided, so that's great. Yeah,
Would
I just didn't
you-
want to target.
I can't make you stealthier, but I can make you a lot more durable, or potentially even Bane if you prefer.
Oh,
I can cast Warding Bond on you guys. But on, like, one of it has to be on
Or
me, so
one
I
of us.
take half of your damage.
Oh, let's maybe reassess when we
Bane
get
to
there.
have like
More protection and, like, basically double hit points. I'd cast Warding Bond on Bane.
Sure.
But conversely, if you want to, like, potentially live through falling off of Bane in the event that you fall, I could cast Warding Bond on you.
I don't think I'm gonna fall.
I don't think so either,
Unless,
but, like, Brian likes to fuck with us,
unless I
so.
get really distracted, you know.
Who's Brian?
The
I
god
can-
of this realm loves to fuck
Do you
with
want
me.
us to call you Tyvor? Will that make you feel more powerful?
I think that I can spell cast from up here pretty well. It's really just my bow that I can't quite use up here yet. I have a question. Could I use? Is the Aquanarch one-handed?
I'm pretty sure we established it was one-handed.
That
Yeah,
is
kind of
one-handed.
soft fire.
When it
You
was
can
the
snipe
mounted
people with a
prototype,
water
it was
gun.
2. It was 2 when it was the mounted prototype, but the one that you got was a one-handed like final version.
Oh yeah, it says hand.
Yep.
That math is still on this board over here.
Cool. So I guess
When Brian
I'll
realized he didn't know how to do
I'll
this
keep
right.
that out and ready, and try to ride Vane while having one hand on the Aquanarch.
Roll a dexterity check.
I'll do this like 10 feet above the ground.
Yeah.
It's like a little test. Little test. So dex check. Oh no, 7.
I'll say it could be an acrobatics check because you're using a skill.
Okay.
I know you're pretty. I think you're proficient in that.
Not in
Oh no.
I'm actually not. I'm actually not
Okay.
proficient in acrobatics. I'm proficient in animal handling.
Gotcha. No, not gonna help out. So,
okay.
it also the second Vane took a turn, you started just sliding off.
Oh shit!
Oh
shit,
boy.
Shit, shit.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, this is not gonna work. I can cast spells. It's fine.
Okay.
If
You don't have your
need
harness
to-
yet.
Saddle.
Yeah, I'll land if I want to use my weapons. You know.
You can just be the eye in the sky.
Yeah, for now
Alright.
at least.
So you guys move forward.
We move
Yeah,
forward
for
with
sure.
our
Yeah.
eye in the sky.
If you do scouting stuff, I mean, how
Mhm.
far away is the, like, thicket area where you were checking out that had the druid vibes? Because maybe you could go and scout that out and see what's giving you vibes.
I think it was kind of far. I think.
It seemed like it was
we have
coming from
to-
the direction that you guys are going towards.
Yeah,
would get
it's where
closer
we're
and then
supposed
they
to be
can.
going.
Okay.
So I think for now I'll fly like 50 feet up, and I'll stay about 15 feet, 20 feet ahead of the group.
Okay.
So that I can keep an eye out. and keep that message range intact so that I can.
And
just
Vane
roll
can keep an
directions.
eye at the normal level. You can keep an eye at the
Yeah.
elevated level.
Well, that only lasts for a minute, so I think
Oh,
it's
so that's
probably
done?
up
Okay.
by
Yeah, I was wondering how
yeah.
long it lasted. I kind of determined how
That'd be
awesome
cool
this
if that
is
was
gonna
like
be.
an hour.
I know, dude. Imagine.
I think that would be a kind of broken
maybe at a higher
ability.
level. Maybe at a higher level.
That would
Brian's
be
like,
cool.
I'm
That would be
adjusting the
cool.
spell because it needs to be better.
I'll let you
Loki,
upcast it to make it last longer.
since I got heard of the elevated sight spell, which was a Humblewood spell,
God.
I was
Yeah.
like, God, this is so cool, but I don't know how it's going to be used well. And Vicky, I want to give you an inspiration for that because
Oh my goodness.
that was my favorite way elevated sight has been used, and it let me describe the
thank
grasslands in a
you.
cool way. So that was pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. Thank you very much.
I try to use inspiration more because inspiration.
Okay, I don't use my inspiration points enough.
But okay, so roll a perception check, you and Vane, as you're keeping an eye out and leading your group forward.
Cool.
One,
So
one,
Vane
two.
gets advantage, so I'll go
One, two.
ahead and roll hers first. Good
2.
perception.
Woo. I'm gonna say
Is
vote now in the chat, but I don't think there's anyone there.
so 21 for Vane.
Okay.
21 for Vane, and then for Nock, that's gonna be a 13.
Okay. So Vane is keeping a very clear line of sight, as Vane has also seen most of what you were able to see, as Vane was up there high as well.
Yeah.
And Vane, you guys are able to guide your friends through the hillside. Avoiding any Gandits, in all honesty, you guys are able to see some, but a few hills over, and they seem to be taking a curve that's not leading to you guys. They're leading in the opposite direction that the path is taking you. Until Nock, you end up getting to the part of the path that you ended up seeing, the hill that expanded over to that valley of mist that you had seen in the distance. You can go around it, or you can travel up the hill, off path.
If I'm high up enough, can I kind of see more up the crest of the hill, or no? Would I have to be higher for that?
This hill seems to elevate to a point, I'd say, that gets maybe like 250 feet up. You were only able to see above it because of the height of your elevated sight.
Yeah.
You can tell us to.
Depends on how high you want to fly. You could fly up and try to take a
You
look
can tell us
over.
you're scouting, and we'll pause.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll shoot them a quick message, tell them we're almost there, but I just want to check out what's at the top of this hill and see if we need to go up there first.
Yeah, we'll pause in defense, and we'll slightly
So-
walk off the path and go stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll
Everybody
shoot up-
else roll a stealth check.
No. Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
And this is the
Flank,
best
flank,
part.
flank,
Is
flank,
this is the
flank,
characters we
flank.
didn't build for stealth.
No, the one character built for stealth with 2 characters who aren't built for stealth.
Nope.
Yeah, but
15.
I even it out because I got a nat 20. Motherfucker.
Oh my
Hey.
god, you fucking
16.
God,
That's
you get
fine.
so
I rolled
many
a
of them.
14 and a 13. It's not that bad for disadvantage.
Hey.
Why'd you have disadvantage?
I always have disadvantage.
Heavy.
I
Plate armor,
am covered in
motherfucker.
armor. I jingle when I walk.
So say the numbers one more time.
15.
16.
29.
20 Yeah, all right. You guys are able to find a section of the hill that you can kind of get behind some bushes, and it keeps you hidden from the main path in case any Gandits walk by.
I'm gonna have some jerky.
Okay. Hamel sits down next to you.
Yeah, the horse just.
Sits. Where it fits, I sits.
I'm gonna give my horse some water that he doesn't need because he's not a actual being.
All right, Nock, where do you fly?
I'm gonna fly up and kind of closer to the hill just so that I can see it a little bit more clearly.
Mm.
just so that I can see what's at the top,
Okay.
but at a distance enough so that if there's anybody up there, they maybe don't see me.
So as you get further up the hill, you can start seeing little sections of like old trees and stuff just scattered at different parts upon the hill. And at moments, you could also see wooden signs that seem to have been put up in between the trees at certain points. From this distance, you can't read it, but you can always approach.
Okay. Have I seen the top yet or no?
You are still cresting the top. It's still, you haven't quite gotten there by the time you see the first sign. You can still fly beyond. I just wanted to let you know you saw that at one point.
Yeah. Am I within 120 feet of the group?
A
No.
little bit before the sign, yes. So like as you see the sign, you can stop at the point where you know it's about 120 feet. You're good at gauging that. So
yeah, I'll let them know. I think I'll just communicate through Bracket. Let Bracket know that there's some wooden signs, some old trees. We might want to head up this way. I'm gonna keep going though.
Make sure there's no danger. Keep me informed.
Yeah, ideally. Keep going.
all right. So you fly
Are
up.
we just staying put?
Yeah, I'm gonna say until I know where we're going, because if we're going the regular path, we need to go the regular path. If we're going up over the hill, I need to be guided up it.
Nock, you fly further and further until you get to the top of the hill. And as you get to the top of the hill, you can notice that the entire expanse of this hill, you can see these dead trees at different lengths. You have passed by a couple other signs as you've flown up here as well, too. And even the hills in the distance that surround this valley, you can see the little dots that have just a little jagged little mark to show that these are also dead trees that seem to surround this valley.
Do the dead trees look burnt?
Roll that'd be a nature check as well.
Nature history check.
Nock's like, I need to become proficient in nature.
My intelligence not great, okay? It's fine. I rolled pretty well. That's an 18.
18.
Yeah.
You can tell that this isn't from fire. Being someone who grew up in the era after the blood-burnt battle, you know that very well. This seems old, decay. These trees are truly dead and just the withered remains.
All right.
Right.
And
well,
as you look towards the center of the hill over the top, as it goes down into the valley, even here, there's a pretty thick mist surrounding this. You can't see inside, but you can feel the moisture in the air as you get closer.
Do I still feel that draw?
Roll a perception check.
That's a nat 1, which I will re-roll.
Hey, halflings!
Yeah.
That is cocked.
God, we're gonna die of suspense at this rate.
That's a good roll. Sorry, perception?
Yes.
That's a 23.
23. So you hold your hand up and touch the flower, and you feel within this mist there seems to be another river's touch.
All right. I think I feel it kind of like a burning in my throat. And I fly back down to my friends.
And as you fly back down with that perception, you do notice far, far above, it catches your eye, the twinkle of something moving in the sky.
Okay. All right. I'll go fast then.
You fly back down to your friends. The hill, noticing too, it's not like you have to rock climb, but it's like walking up a hill. It's definitely doable. You get back down to your friends.
We gotta go.
Okay.
Okay.
But where are we going?
Up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys get back on Hamel, and the floating disc. Yamakasi, just so you know, because I think it's a cool thing of floating disc, I'll let you do it kind of just like I let the Gandits do it. You can kind of make little barriers come up at the end of the floating disc, so if like you're pulling somebody up a hill, they don't just slide off the floating disc.
Does this group know what DuckTales is?
Probably
I
not.
do.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
And okay,
But
there's
not
not
the-
board.
Not the party.
The
Party
party
what
doesn't know who
DuckTales is.
DuckTales
No,
are.
because
Bracket
I'm
does.
thinking about like the things I know about like or Tailspin. No, good show. Tailspin, the kid has like the thing he rides on, and I'm imagining that the flying disc looks like that because it's cool. Continue.
I was
sorry.
I was picturing like Static Shock.
I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
I was
what
between
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah,
Both of
that,
them
but
equally as cool.
invisible. Like,
Alright.
yeah.
So you guys head up the hill, Hamel carrying Yamakasi and Bracket, Oliver sitting in his cart being pulled magically behind. Are you still reading?
100%. 110%.
Getting pulled up this hill as you guys march forward, Vane flying and carrying you, Nock.
Yeah.
Are you staying a little bit closer to the ground now with your friend?
Yeah, for sure. Just I'm gonna stay on Vane so that I keep that that speed that she's got,
Mhm.
because Hamel and her should be able to move about the same speed. I think. She's
Yeah.
at 16.
Bracket, have
Fine.
Hamel roll a athletics check.
Sounds good. I don't have his stats in front of me.
Whose fault is that?
Didn't roll good. Oh, do I have to look up like horse?
Horse. Horse stats.
Riding
Just horse
horse.
stat. Don't put 5e in there. Just horse stats.
The amount of times that I've Googled like ranger, and it's like, wait,
It's
that's
4.
not anything.
4. You don't seem to be making much headway with Hamel. Hamel seems to be slowing you down. Vane is honestly getting a little bit ahead and has to slow down to keep up with Hamel on this hill.
It makes sense. He is carrying everyone.
Yeah.
Literally
we
carries
gotta
the
speed
team.
up. I think Nock will message back so as to stay quiet. I saw the first twinkle. I think we gotta be a little faster.
I'm doing my best.
Okay. Do you think
I'll
you would be
encourage
faster
the
than Hamel
Fey
right now?
horse.
Oliver, do you have any spells that increase speed?
I don't.
Come on, wizard.
I think I do know the haste spell, but I don't have it prepared.
Expeditious retreat?
I
Nope.
think that's range self also.
Nope.
Alright, well,
I got no speed spell.
do you stay on Hamel or go on foot or what do you do?
We're not gonna go faster than a horse, are we?
Yeah, he's still a horse. He still has a 60. So what?
He's just having difficulty traversing the terrain.
Even me getting off him would be me being slower than Hamel struggling.
Okay.
I encourage Hamel. That's all I can do as a horse owner.
So my only thing that I could potentially do is, and this would be like a hard stretch, I could cast Water Walk on him and then cast Wall of Water and just make like Frozone style water tiles for him to walk across. Because that lasts for 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
Can you
Is that a
like-
thing that you would let me do?
Though
Can
I
you
am
keep-
pro doing that, 100%, Brian, you have to rule that is not a stealthy thing to do.
Yeah.
So hold on. Can a water wall be constantly moved?
Yes. So you create a wall of water on the
Yeah,
ground
you just go,
at a point you can see within range.
That
You
can't
make
be
a wall
quiet,
30
though.
feet long, 10 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Right? The wall vanishes when the spell ends, and the wall's space is difficult terrain, which wouldn't matter.
How fast can the wall be moved?
I'm
What-
sorry, I'm looking.
Okay, yeah, I know. I understand if we don't know that. Because that's kind of the question of, is it even an efficient mode? Or
Think it
No,
allows you
it's
to
like
move
30
it.
feet per round. Yeah, it's not great. Like,
I think it
it's
essentially
slower
would be
than-
whatever
it's
speed you're
slower
going. Okay, so can I roll an animal handling check for encouraging my damn horse?
Sure. Why not?
Encouraging my horse.
Encouraging my horse.
Come on, buddy, you got it.
Well, I'm watching more too and trying to help him. We're
Okay.
being more of a team. We're figuring this shit out.
The only other thing I can possibly do is send him through a couple of portals and like shoot us. 60
He's
feet
just
across
really
every
disoriented.
couple
He's
of
like,
seconds.
what the fuck?
What was your animal
You know,
handling?
hey Brian, actually,
17.
hey, bud.
Yeah.
I'm a ranger. When we're traveling for an hour or more, my group ignores difficult terrain.
I will let Hamel, you can roll one more time with advantage.
Okay.
With Vane and Nock coming back to help encourage,
Guide.
as well as Bracket encouraging Hamel all
I was actually
together.
about to use my
And
my
Yamakasi
inspiration
threatening
if
to
you'd
send
said
it
it
to
wasn't
portal.
enough.
Hamel, roll with advantage.
What a wild thing. And he still
Pick up
didn't
the
roll
pace
very
horse, or I'm
good.
going to teleport you ahead.
I actually need to check if horses actually have a real athletics modifier or not.
Inspiration can also be used on an advantage to roll one more time.
I will use inspiration to roll one more time because
Inspiration for Hamel.
I rolled the same fucking bad number.
Okay, I'm looking up horse stats. I'm looking up horse stats.
Okay, so I have to use
Horse,
strength.
5e.
So it would be a 14, which isn't still great, but was better than before.
14. So that is a lot better than before. So
Yeah.
Hamel, with the encouragement of his master, you can see him kind of like whinny and get a little frustrated with him not handling it, and then sees Vane encouraging, and Hamel is able to pick up speed and start moving more at pace with Vane.
Awesome.
You guys are getting up the
Horse.
hill, and you guys start pass by that first sign you saw, Nock, and it
We
says
read the
"Turn
sign?
back." As you're moving, you can read. It's as you're passing by like a billboard, you can kind of see it
Okay,
as
okay,
you're
sorry.
walking by. Turn back, for cursed lands lie ahead.
Oh boy.
Hey, looks like we're in the right spot.
You continue further. Another
Big
sign.
cartoons
Enter
like
the
this before.
enter the valley of first existence to end yours.
Oh,
You can see another one. Only the dead exist
Scooby
within the
Doo ass
valley.
signs.
One more as you crest to the top of the hill. The land is truly cursed. Now a ghost ship has appeared. You guys
I'm here
travel
for it.
in between more dead trees and more dead trees, and you find one more sign before you get to the point where you are entering in some of the mist. And the sign
Can
says,
I
"Do
ask-
not go further. Something horrifying has taken command of the ship."
Oh.
So-
Mm.
Can Wet Hands leave my body? Like, would I be able to send him to scout ahead separately from Nock, potentially? In, like,
Yeah.
different directions?
Yeah.
Can I send the ghost to deal with the potential ghost ship? Can I...
No, I'm literally thinking, like, hey, go capture this ship. We're Flying Dutchman our way through here. And then we're just going to be like, you're good, you're good, you're good, through the entire fucking forest. It's going to be amazing.
All right. So
I mean, this imagination
what do you guys
there.
do?
Beautiful.
as you're at this final sign and the mist is right in beyond it?
Is it like dense forest ahead? Like we've been walking up a hill and now we're out of forest again?
You're going down a hill and you can still see the dead trees in the distance in the mist until it disappears.
Okay, so we're going down into the valley?
Yes. The Valley of
Yeah,
First
head.
Existence.
Nock is going to head towards the crest of the hill where I felt that draw.
Can I draw my sword and speak the words to make it light up?
Yeah. And you carry
do
that.
that.
The
Can I use my
light.
divine sense?
Yes, cast your divine sense, and nothing within 60 feet. But in this mist, you sense many undead.
Yeah, there's some hella undead near us. This is
I draw
something.
I
Oh,
draw
boy.
my bow, and I light a produce flame in my palm, and I walk into the mist where I felt that feeling.
You feel it in
I'm
the
following
mist in the
Nock.
center, and you
I
walk forward.
light up my sword and
I'm gonna go with them. I'm not gonna stay in the car by myself.
If Nock's walking, though,
No,
can we get off
the cart will keep following. You can stay in the cart.
because Mel's just walking behind us at this point. He's just like,
I want to be able to fight if I have to.
Yeah,
bring
I
my
think
horse.
that's a good. I'm gonna get off the horse too. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Nock, are you walking now with Vane flying ahead?
Yeah.
Above?
Nock, you can get on the horse, then you're running, then you're turret.
You
Okay.
know,
Well, you could get on the floating disc too.
Because Hamel actually has.
I will say that saddled archery is deadly as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. You just boop, boop, we plop you on there. He has a saddle. We got that. We made sure we got
true.
one.
You know, I'll give it a shot. I'll hop on it as well.
I will just pet his mane and say, "Keep her."
Yamakowski, you okay walking now?
Yeah, for sure. I'm
It's the
Nock
two
mentioned,
paladins out in front with
I'd
their light
rather-
swords.
Yeah, I feel like us with our being able to move around more freely than being on a horse cheek to jowl is going to be more useful.
As well as with
Yeah.
the two radiant
I'll
damage
definitely-
boys.
I do want to point out though that Oliver is attached to me, not the horse.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes.
That's still funny.
I'm gonna use
All right.
my primeval awareness to kind of communicate with Hamel, because he's a beast, right? Is he a beast?
Celestial,
No.
but
You'll allow it, I guess.
celestial beast, sure, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
It works
so just
enough.
that he knows that I'm not gonna harm him in any way, and that
More
we're
likely he's
in
just
this
gonna
together.
disappear and you're gonna eat shit is actually what's probably gonna happen, but that's
You're
not important
very-
right now.
You're very easily with this ability and being a trusted ally of Bracket, being able to convey this, and Hamel trusts you as a rider.
hell yeah.
And you guys move forward into the mist.
Yeah.
Into the
All right,
mist.
Yamakowski, are
Lame.
you keeping Wet Hands inside, or is Wet Hands scouting ahead?
I mean, I'm gonna have him scout ahead if that's I'm gonna tell him hey, we don't know what's going on in this forest, but it says it's cursed. Try to stay out of sight. There's undead in the area. Tell us what you find
Give him
and
a
stay
chat.
safe.
Aye, aye, matey.
Thank you.
I'll come back and let you know what I find.
Thank you.
And he's going to move on ahead.
Is he allowed to use items at all?
Mage Hand can hold something.
I feel like I should give him the Gandit passkey rune so that he can maybe see if there are any doors nearby. What do you guys think?
The problem is if he gets poofed, we then can't get that back easily.
Yeah, and as far as we know, the Gandits don't come here.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That is a good idea.
All right.
Keep in the back for later, but maybe not this time, because if we have to run and we lose that, we are...
Fuck.
Owned. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, so then I guess I'm just gonna send him ahead. And nothing crazy. I don't want him gone for minutes. I just floating, just out of our sight in front of us. Like
Making sure there's
checking
nothing
to make
right
sure we're
there.
not
Comes
about to-
back.
Okay, make sure there's no fucking cliff off, stage right.
Yeah. Like your light goes out about 30 feet, but in this mist, you can only really kind of see 15 feet with even with the light. So how far out do you send wet hands?
About 30 feet is fine. Like
Cool.
one round of movement is probably safe.
Okay. And let's take a little break at this point, just so we can go to the bathroom, prepare ourselves for what's to come.
Ryan's like, I might need to do some things.
Map ready.
Oh boy, I'm happy we didn't combat the other guys, like I said.
You're welcome.
All right,
that will be bad. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Back in a few minutes.
Guys.
God, oh my God, we've been shown something horrifying. It's horrifying.
Are we back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, so do they see the map?
Not yet. They're about to see how we die.
Show them
right.
the horror that is your fate in front of you.
It off.
We get big enough. It's a little hard to get all in frame.
Look at that.
All right. So, where you guys left off, Wet Hands was scouting ahead, about 30 feet ahead of you, with Yamakasi holding his sword out with light, Bracket his with light, Nock holding the produce flame and their bow and arrow. Oliver on floating disc coming from behind as you travel through the mist.
Oh yeah, he does have to be 20 feet behind me at this point, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So you can ever just so barely see Oliver at the range of your light, and Oliver, you can ever just so barely see a light ahead of you.
Die!
I think it catches up to me, but it has I have to get 20 feet away before he'll move away from where he is.
Yeah, Oliver. So you constantly, it's almost as if if your friends just move ever so slightly forward, you'll be left all alone in this mist.
Yeah, this isn't helping your issues.
But as you guys are approaching forward, the mist slowly starts to dissipate slightly. And as you guys are looking ahead, you're at the top. You're still coming down from the hill, and Wet Hands comes back for a second. Hey, everybody! Seems to be some ghost pirate shit going on down there.
Hell yeah!
There's a little place we can get some cover. Now just lay low, and then as he says that, now you can see in the distance above him, with your past perception and Yamakasi, you can as well. You see starfalls just start coming and falling towards this land.
Do we know how long we have to collect the dust? Like, how long does it last once it hits the ground?
Nobody did research.
We know jack shit. We don't even know if we can touch this stuff.
we have some ideas. Like the stardust that I got from Xylia it was just dust, and if I hadn't put it in a pouch, it probably would have stayed out in space as dust. Like
it does need to be collected. You do know you're not sure what stardust is like as it hits the ground for the first time, as it's like the actual star making impact and disintegrating. But
probably
yeah,
you guys
this is like Brian's just about to put us into like a Vietnam flashback.
Is there a chance of it hitting us?
Like in front of us?
Roll a perception check.
Is this our nom?
Okay.
Okay.
This is not our nom.
Are you sure? Because are we gonna get blown up? Like
perception is 15.
15.
Yeah.
Mine is a 28.
Nice.
Sorry.
Show off.
A 15 and
I have expertise in perception. I'm at 28.
28. Jesus Christ.
I have a plus 13. It's not my fault.
So you guys can tell that there is no chance of the starfall actually coming and hitting you guys. But you guys look ahead. Are you staying at the edge of this mist, or are you trying to approach forward? Wet Hands did say there was like a little area ahead, like a little area where you can get to before the valley to kind of scope out the land.
Yeah, I wanted
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
find
go
that
there.
flower that I had felt. Is
You're
it
gonna
close
try
by?
to feel for it?
Yeah.
All right, everybody roll a stealth check as you guys are approaching up.
And-
Ooh, dirty 20.
Okay, so
Two bad numbers.
my
That's okay.
stealth was really good. Vane's stealth was not as.
Brian's gone again.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Spaghetti.
And you're rolling for Hamel, right?
One moment.
Or should I roll for
You
Hamel?
can roll for him, Al. I don't give a shit.
I'm on Hamel, so I feel like I should.
Yeah, you're in charge now. Good luck.
I'll use a tiny little dice for him.
Perfect.
This is what I'll use for Hamel.
Makes it seem
Oh,
like he's
that's
not a
not
whole
the-
person, but that's
Okay.
okay.
That's not
What are
great.
your stealth checks?
Okay. Nox is 27.
Okay.
Vane's is 11.
Okay.
Hamel's is what's a horse's dex? Is he a riding horse or a war horse?
Conlon, your pick. It's
This
your
is
horse.
your thing. He's your horse.
Which one's better?
You can't say to this. This is your thing.
I wrote it down somewhere.
I'm gonna click riding horse.
All right, that's what I've been using.
His dex is +0. So
It's even to my notes.
he rolled
It's not my notes.
he rolled a 9.
Okay.
He
Oliver.
rolled a 9.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Bracket.
11.
Okay. Yamakowski.
I was there.
Okay. So very across the board, even kind of stealth overall as you guys move forward. You guys approach this section of the rock wall, and as you're approaching, Nock, you try to perceive that flower connection you were feeling before. Roll one more perception check.
Okay.
Can I, as we've reached the bottom of that, do a divine sense?
Yes.
Dick. Using this bitch up
Perception
this
is
time.
15.
Is 15?
Mhm.
Okay. Move your characters near that wall wherever you would put them.
Someone put me somewhere.
I
Oh,
accidentally moved
why did
away.
my whole thing just turn green?
I don't know. Why did your
Green,
thing turn green?
I'm not in charge of that.
Refresh.
Mel, you're
I don't
gonna
want
be a
refresh.
horse.
How
You probably
tall is
should
the
just.
wall?
Well, actually, Nock, you're in charge of him, Al. Good luck.
Okay, okay, we're good. I
So I
Brian,
think.
think
how tall is the wall?
What?
How tall is the wall that we're walking up to?
When you get there, you can tell it's about like a 10-foot drop before it goes into the area like that is the true valley bottom.
Well, right,
Not
but since
on
we're on
top
the
of
like
Hamel,
other
but it's
side of
hard to
it,
see, so.
how high is it? Like to look
Wall.
over?
You have a little bit of elevation, like a little bit of cover. I'd say if you're like crouched on the ground, you can kind of look over.
Yeah, okay. So we're
And
behind the wall.
You'd have good cover at that point. Yeah, like a rock kind of structure, kind of like climbing up to the top of it, you can like look over and still have some decent cover. Nock, with that perception check, as you get to that portion of the rock wall, and you look over, you feel that connection with the flower coming from the bow of the ship. As you look forward, and you can see this old, decrepit ship with boards having some of the black smoke just coming off in sections all around it. The mist seems to be actually coming out from the inside and just pouring down the backside of it where there's some water, and it's just kind of spreading out around in the entire hills around the valley. On the bow of the ship, you can see the starfall goes, one in the background, one further over there, and then at this point, one lands right at the bow of the ship. And on there, you can see a figure standing there and staring out from the bow of the ship. Sam?
What?
You want to introduce your character?
Hi,
Get the camera in here.
I can kind of fit. Hello.
Hello.
You know, Brian just scooted that like halfway down his monitor, and we all know we moved it 1 millimeter.
Hello.
Hi, Sam.
I have joined you.
So describe your character.
Okay, so I'm gonna read from this, but this is basically what you guys see. So the figure that you see is about 5'6", 5'7", so female, lithe but lean build, slightly gaunt in the face, and around her talon-like fingers. Her eyes have no pupils to them; they have no whites. They're just deep, intense pools of like a lapis blue type color. They're alluring yet unnerving to look at. They give you kind of the feeling that if you were to look into them for too long, you might drown. So you might not necessarily want to make direct eye contact with her for too long. They're surrounded by dark circles. It kind of looks like she doesn't get much sleep. And she has rune-like markings under them that kind of resemble permanent tears kind of coming from her eyes down to her cheeks. Her hair is the color of freshly fallen snow, and it falls well past her waist. It's kind of like wave flowing like tendrils. Her ears are ever so slightly pointed and almost like elf-like, and they poke out of her hair on either side slightly. Her skin is the color of almost like a blue glacier. It looks like it would be almost icy, painful to the touch. It's completely devoid of any warmth. And her entire body is covered in these like rune-like markings where you can see them around her tunic-like gray clothing. The clothing's made of a material that you don't recognize from the material plane. It's not familiar to you. Strapped across her back is a longbow. At her side, she wields a sickle, and she has a whip that looks like it's made of vine and thorns wrapped around her left leg. Around her neck, there's a flower that appears to be suspended, ever so slightly glowing in a luminescent type fluid. She is non-corporeal and kind of looks like she's almost floating, not really standing there.
And Nock, you get the feeling of that flower coming from on the neck of this person on the ship. And next to them, you see this kind of floating creature of like ichor and like almost weird bones and a light holding under in its tail. And it just kind of flaps next to her. And the starfall right in front of you. The bow of the ship goes through into the captain's quarters. And Nock, then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. A total of 8 starfalls. Star pieces fell out of the sky, landing amongst the valley here. You also see this. And Sam, can you please roll a perception check?
Sure, this will be my first roll. What do I do?
Roll this d20, and I have your stats up over here. All right, perception. Roll in here, and let's see what it is.
Okay.
Okay, that is 10 plus 4. So that is a... Oh, actually, no. You got expertise on that one because of your perception from there. You got 18 in total for that.
Right.
So 18. Nock and Yamakowski and Oliver, you're the first ones who get to the rock wall and you get behind cover. And then Vane, Hamel, and Bracket behind just make a cluster of feather sounds, little hoof stomps, and metal clanking armor. And you catch over in the corner of your eye, you see a giant owl, a horse, and some pale-skinned, bronze-haired Aasimar creature kind of run
Some
and get
do-gooder knight.
face. And then the starfall went right in front of you at that moment.
Okay. So I have to decide what to do.
What do you do?
Well, first I'm gonna send my little creature down where the star fell through the ship to go hopefully retrieve the stardust.
is flaps its tiny wings and it actually goes into the captain's quarters and goes to try to retrieve the starfall. Anything else?
And then if I can, I think I would probably make a motion towards some of those other figures that we have on the board here to maybe go and check out what's behind the wall so that I don't have to.
Okay. Do you give a verbal command to them?
I just kind of move my fingers like this.
Okay. So you Nock and everyone staring hidden now, but staring a little over the crest of there, you see on the bow of the ship this figure move their hands, and then these skeleton creatures start moving in the direction of where you guys are at.
Oh boy.
Yeah, pony boys.
What do
I
you
have
guys
something
do?
I want to do.
Nock, get the
can I-
starfall stuff.
What's that?
Nock, because Nock is
Mhm.
the can become the fastest with Vayne to go get what we need in theory.
Yeah.
Go
How far
do
away is
that.
the
I'm gonna
boat?
place real quick on the map all the locations of where those stars fell.
Thank you.
That's helpful.
Where is like how far away is the
Is
impact?
that what the little blue things are? Is that where the stars
Those are
the
rates.
coast, I think. Yeah.
No,
Those are
those are just more
wraiths.
things
Oh,
we had to deal
cool.
with. Those are more
Love a
problems.
good wraith.
Because I think
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
so.
It's
I
a
So
want to
problem.
cast Watcher's Will on us all, because it affects everybody within 30 feet, and it'll give us advantage on saving throws versus so it gives us advantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma saving throws for 1 minute.
I'm on the
is
bow
that
crest,
only if
not
we're
the side.
in
Yes,
your
right here.
Side and
radius,
back of the ship.
or
Yep.
does it last if we leave your radius?
It's so I have to cast it on anybody within 30 feet of me, but it'll last for a whole minute past that.
Okay, so if we like leave that radius, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
going to quickly cast
Alright, Misfit.
Shield of Faith on Oliver.
Hey, thank you, sir.
All right, Conlon, mark that you're concentrating, and
Yep.
Andrew, you have +2 on that.
That
You
gives me
guys
+2
see
to my
as the skeletons
AC.
are moving forward, the final starfall falls on this skeletal minotaur that was just walking towards the quarter, immediately crushing it, and now this giant rock you just saw landed and just immediately just starts burning up in the ground around there.
And that's like right over the ridge from us.
Yeah.
Right in
Very
front of
close
you.
by.
So Yamakowski, you want to go do your
How-
thing?
What
I'll
does
go
it
fight
look
some
like?
skeletons.
Yeah, I cast the Watcher's Will on us, so everybody is affected by that.
Okay.
That's my action. And I was up near the rock. What does it look like? I want to look and see what I can see from the impact, and see if it's like if it's like a smoldering pile of metal. I obviously can't go touch it for a second.
You
know,
see this almost rock form with different craters in it, and its form is like crumbling apart. You can see it sizzling in little red spots, definitely showing that it is hot there. And it starts crumbling apart as its form starts falling a little bit, still burning. So it looks like it may be hot for a little bit. The bones that are all around it are also helping it catch fire a little bit more. You can see some flames.
How
The grass
far
is
away
on
is it from where
fire.
I am? If I was on, say, the upper corner of the rock wall.
Say that one more time.
So if I'm on the uppermost corner near the like top left bush looking shit,
Yep.
right? That's where I pictured myself. How far away is the Minotaur from there?
So the bush. So the Minotaur would then be, if you were over here at this edge, that
Zoom
about like
closer.
15 to 20 feet.
Okay. And it's a smoldering rock thing?
Yes, it seems to be collapsing with every
The
second.
biggest one landed in front of you because the DM is nice enough to do that.
Yeah, right. It's going to give us 2 of them, but we'll still need to go and kill a bunch of shit for 3 more of them. So my only thought is that if I go up to it, could I cast Shape Water's an action. Honestly, it's 15 feet. Can I just go grab it? Like,
Yeah, you want to go run up to it real quick and try to grab grab like the crumbling rock form?
Though, I mean, like, so obviously I want to, but like, I don't know that that's the best move.
That's D&D, my friend.
Ah, son of a bitch. All right, well then, yeah. I mean, like, I really don't have any inclination that that's not a better move than like letting it dissolve into the ground. I'm gonna go touch it, and if it's not gonna burn my shit to ash, I'm gonna stick it in my pocket. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so you run up and go to touch this this starfall.
I am resistant to fire damage because of my glowing sword at the moment.
Good to know.
You are eviscerated.
You are able to grab it and touch it, and it is starting to burn. You do feel it. You're gonna take 2 points of fire damage. That is halved with your fire resistance because I rolled 4 there. You are able to hold it in your hand, though. What do you do now with it as it's starting to actually like crumble? And as it is crumbling, you do feel it cooling a little bit as well, at a pretty fast rate.
I mean, hold on. So I have a components pouch. Is it okay? So it's hot enough to burn me. Is it? Is it hot enough to like burn leather? Could I just stick it in the same pouch as the other stardust and like let it cool down amidst a bunch of other stardust? Or is it going to like?
Is he gonna burst into flames? That's what he wants to really know.
I feel like if you touch a hot pan, right?
Like,
but a pot holder would help you. Like, is it that hot? Or is it like going to catch my shit on fire? Because I don't want to put it in my bag of holding.
It was hot enough that it was burning you when you first touched it, but then over the course of the next 2 to 3 seconds, you did start feeling it cool in your hands. So seemed like moving it out of that space. The first bit that you grabbed of it, there's still a little bit more, obviously, because it's a big pile, but that did seem to rapidly cool once you removed it out from where it impacted.
Okay, so I mean,
double that bitch.
If I moved my 15 feet and then I just stay there and I like shovel as much of it into like a belt pouch. Well, so like I have the belt pouch that had the stardust that I already have, which was 1 of 6 amounts that I need, right?
Yes.
I have.
You can probably super fill that to fill maybe 2 pounds worth of it that you need, but you'd probably need more areas to store, like more than that. But you could probably store a little bit more in it.
Okay. Well, I do have other 6 pouches worth.
Yes.
So I have 1 pouch worth right now. Yeah. I mean, can I just?
Want to start collecting it?
Yeah, I mean yeah, exactly. I'm going to use the remainder of my turn to put as much of the burning star dust into the like pouches I have brought for that.
Okay, so you start seeing this creature moving forward.
I imagine he also squawks at one point because it's hot.
Is anybody else doing something as the skeletons approach?
Oh boy.
I'm jumping that fucking wall.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yeah, probably.
Brian, how far down is the ridge to the ground?
If you hopped off about like 10 to 15 feet, you could walk around it, and then you won't take a fall damage. But if you yeet forward like Brackett just said, he's running over the wall. It's about like a 10 to 15 foot drop.
Oh, yep. Well, he is on the disc, and I did move out of that range, so he's been following me for a second.
He's been bouncing across the fucking wall.
Oh my god, yeah, so he went around. So
it is smooth, and it will keep him horizontal.
Would I be down there with him?
That's where they are right now. So
no, you would be like 15 to 20 feet behind me, kind of like clipped on the bush or something.
Because he was grabbing stardust.
Right here. So Oliver, you would be about right here. Yes, Yamakowski already ran forward and went towards the stardust, and he's starting to put stardust into there.
Can I add one of the pouches?
Brackett said he's running forward. So Conlon, you're running over the wall?
Do I have enough time to like bonus action or anything like that?
I mean, you're basically having like a one action as you're going into this. So yeah,
okay. Then give me like the 1 second to make sure.
And then we'll roll initiative.
Oh yeah.
Can I alter the amount of Stardust I have now, or should I not until we're done?
It sounds like I
get over to
shall use my Radiant Soul because, I used it last time,
area.
so I'm now an Angel Boy. That fall damage, I
way.
gracefully land on the ground.
So you see as this Aasimar pale-skinned soldier just got in armor, just hopped over the wall. Wings just came out from
like
him,
a
and then
fucking angel,
like a freaking angel. Nock, is there anything you do?
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm gonna
my ass handed to me.
I'm gonna do something kind of stupid but fun.
Okay.
I'm going to run and leap using my boots of spreading and springing off of the rock wall and whistle for Vayne to catch me midair.
I love it. Okay. I'm gonna say
We're doing like a fucking Marvel team pose like to start this shit.
Yeah.
Roll an acrobatics check with advantage.
Okay. Cool.
Because you and Vayne are doing this together.
Cool.
To be honest, when you said stupid,
really
I was not picturing anything nearly as cool.
Or something
It's even funnier because Yarkowski's entrance is him shoveling the Stardust in his bag.
I know, it's literally me going
23.
Shiny.
23. It's literally 23. You being a rogue, Callum. That's your origins.
It's actually very funny.
So, Nock, you and Vayne run and jump, fly, and then you jump, and you are able to get onto the back of Vayne over into this space right
jump
here.
Onto her back, absolutely.
Oliver, you're getting pulled on the cart. Is there anything you do?
You can get on Hamel. I don't know if he trusts you or not. That's not the problem I have to deal with right now. Maybe Giant, but I think they'll just shoot at me more.
Wet Hands is going to run over and start using his mage hand to try to help shovel some more of the Stardust into your pouch.
I'm gonna get off, and then I'm gonna hop down into these bushes right here.
Okay. Are you hiding in the bushes, or are you just like? Okay.
For the moment, I am just hiding in the bushes.
He's ready. He's ready. Fireball!
The rogue steals the Stardust. The paladin comes out angel wings. The ranger comes in flying on the owl. The wizard hides in a bush.
Could I be a little bit further forward since I did all that cool shit?
Yeah, you move your character. Where do you want your character to be?
Cool. I'm gonna be like a little bit further out, just kind of in the middle here.
You're soaring towards the next bit of Stardust?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm making a move.
And everybody needs to roll some initiative.
Also, Brian, I rolled.
I get advantage, right? Because we're in nature.
You are in nature, yes. So take
we should do be in nature.
And you're gonna roll it and add a +2 to it.
I rolled a 16 on my stealth check.
Good.
Ooh,
good.
Not
good
good.
to know.
Not good.
My initiative. Hamel's back in your hands,
yes.
Bracket.
Hamel is standing behind a fucking wall, just like
he was in my hands for like 10 seconds.
Well, we changed the way we were doing this when we realized we had to go get items.
Once I saw how big the field was, I was like, never mind.
We cannot stay here. This is not a winnable fight.
All right. Because I have to ask, 25 to 30.
That's me. Yeah.
Nothing, Callum? Okay.
No, I got a 24.
Okay.
That's
so,
me.
25 to 20. Yamakowski.
I have a +9.
I know, you stupid skill monkey. All right.
You're the one who suggested Oath of the Watchers, man. That's perception and initiative right there. That's you.
20 to 15.
19.
Nock has
initiative bracket has ever rolled.
What'd you get, Nock?
15.
Bracket's never rolled this high ever.
Sam, what'd you get?
14. You did add 2, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, and then I just need to roll.
I got.
He's
a
like,
13.
okay, I have 40 more people I have to roll for. Give me a minute.
Yes, Andrew,
Yeah,
what did you roll?
13.
We put Vane on my initiative, right? Like right after me, or
Vane rolls a separate initiative.
I'm in an
okay. So for her, she rolled an 11.
By the way, Sam, I'm really happy you're playing with us. I'm
Me
glad
too, dude. No.
Sam's gonna kill me.
The best
Like,
advice
actually,
ever.
just
for a
for
very
spite.
long time. So when we were at Conlin's party and Vicky was talking to me about this, they mentioned, "Why don't you play? You should play." And I already knew that we were going to do this, so I just kind of had to fool you and be like, "I'm not playing."
I love that.
You did a very good job at lying, by the way. I was fully convinced. I thought you were like, nah, that's not for me. I was like,
All right.
okay.
Yamakowski, starting the top of the initiative, you were able to get about half a pound's worth in that quick like beginning action right
Nice.
there. Per action, you can probably get in like a pound and a quarter if you spend like your whole action.
How
doing
many
it.
pouches does that fill?
Yeah,
Brian?
that's what I want to know.
He
'cause
said
I
each one
have
does 2
of 6.
pounds. He said that.
Did he?
So-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Each pouch holds 2 pounds.
So
You
no,
shove
so
it
I'm
full.
saying, so each of his pouches can hold probably 2 pounds worth of it. You
Yeah.
needed 6 pouches or pounds worth, Callum. You wrote it down.
Pouches is what I have written down.
Pouches.
I have
6
one of the
pouches.
6 pouches.
Yes. So right
So
now
like
you
5
have
additional pouches.
yes, you have half. You have. Did you get a full pouch?
Yes, from the 2 destroyed bags of holding, the one of devouring and one of holding, it was 1 full pouch. I filled a pouch with the starters.
Okay, so you need 5 full pouches worth of this. So I'd say if you're able to fill about a quarter to a half of that pouch in that first beginning turn, especially with wet hands help. If you spend the rest of your action, you can probably fill a remaining pouch, and there's probably about a quarter left. I'd say maybe a half a pouch left in this area that you can fill.
Okay, well, I'm going to get everything I can from this area while I am
Okay.
still here and it is not dissolved. So I will fill the second pouch. I'll have 2 of the 6. And then that uses my action, you said?
So you're able to fill one that full pouch, and then there's a little bit left over. So if next turn you spend a little bit, you'll be able to get maybe a half pouch worth left out of this still.
If I object interaction, just like drop one of the pouches, can Wet Hand start filling it and like hook it
He'd
back in
probably
my...
be able to fill it at a slower rate because he's just mage hand moving it over
Yeah, he
from
was
there.
just putting it into the pouch with you.
But you could do that. Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's probably fine. If there's just a little bit left, like I feel like at least turning my attention to everything that's about to set upon us is probably the move.
Nah, get
Okay.
as much as we need. You're the one who knows about this.
All right, so you spend your whole turn doing that.
No, yeah, so I'll use my action to do it, and then you said a little bit left of my action for next turn. So, like, yeah, I'll stay there and keep helping Wet Hands get what we have, like what we know we
Okay.
can harvest.
I think I'll be enough of a distraction for at least a minute.
No, and that's true. I just, yeah, you're right. Okay,
That's why I
so
pulled it
I
off.
think
I
that's
was
my
like,
turn. Do I get to use a bonus action or anything, or?
no, use
Yeah,
everything.
you can still use a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Cool.
One quick second. I just want to know if the launch is bonus action. I think this might be it. Like, could I use my bonus action to gather the rest of the pouch? Is that
Not for the bonus action, no.
okay?
For my bunny guys?
No, it's their health.
Oh,
I did roll their initiative.
is Wet Hands targetable?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Also,
cast
they're also
Sanctuary on
ghosts.
Wet Hands.
Okay. All right, so you have Sanctuary active on Wet Hands right now. And that's your action and bonus action, and you're staying here, right?
Yes, because next turn I'm gonna get the rest of what's been at my feet.
Cool. Okay. All right, Bracket.
Yo. So, I'm going to fly charge at the one that's closest here.
Okay.
And make an attack at him.
All right, roll to attack.
This is why Brian kept pushing me to get the magic sword. He's like, you need the magic sword. Get
the magic sword.
You don't get a choice about it. You need to get the magic sword. Give me a second. I don't have my stuff up.
Come on, be combat ready.
Okay. So it's 17 plus 8, which is 26. No, 25. There we go.
Yeah, 25 hits the skeleton.
I
Roll your
assumed.
damage.
Yeah. I don't actually have smaller dice out.
You are so prepared for D&D.
Well, I didn't know what the actual plan was going to be, I will admit. Oh, cool! And then I need my extra bullshit. Where's a...
That'll be defined later, what extra bullshit is.
So you see as he swings his sword, if this does anything, there will be a visual effect.
So there's... The normal slashing damage is 8 plus 7, so that is, what, 15?
Yep.
Sorry, I can't do math today. I've been doing too many other things. Let me see the percentage. Nope, nothing on that.
Okay, nothing happens from that first strike, but you are able to see as he flies forward and swings his sword through, it just completely cuts through this first skeletal creature. Bracket, so he moves up into this space, and you completely just strike through the skeleton. The bones just clatter to the ground.
Can I stare at the other ones to intimidate them?
Sure, roll an intimidation.
Okay.
Which bone is that?
That is a 13.
13. They don't seem to be much intimidated by this, but now you definitely have their focus.
That was the goal. I didn't even have to use a spell.
All right, that's the end of your turn?
No, because I get 2 attacks. Do I have enough move? I have to...
You moved 10 feet to get to that space.
Okay, and that would clear another 20 feet to get to the next skeleton, right? So let's make it happen.
Okay.
So, once again, fly charge to the next one.
Roll one more attack.
Okay, that is... plus 8, so that's 21. Oh, boy. The damage dice are rolling high today for some reason. And
that, I mean, you don't sound that excited about it.
Oh, it's because I'm doing math. I'm a little too stoned to be doing as much math as I'm doing. Just slightly too stoned.
You could just choose a lower roll.
Yeah, actually, I'll just knock them unconscious. Okay, so that's 14 slashing damage and no extra effect because I rolled low on that again. That's also my damper on my roll for rolling high was killed by me rolling a low percentage.
Okay, that one as well just slashes through the skeletal body. The bones fall and clatter to the ground. All right, Bracket, anything else?
I'm about to get obliterated. That's, let me see if I have any bonus actions that are useful. Nothing overly useful right now.
Okay.
I believe I used all my movement.
Nock, as you get on the back of Vane and fly forward and rush to the side, you can't help but turn and look, and you see on the ship looking at your teammates and then gets eye contact with you. You see this halfling person riding on the back of an owl, and then just locks eye contact. And Nock, what does she see?
She sees a 3-foot tall, like not super strong looking, but They're carrying a giant longbow on their back. And they're riding this 9-foot tall
Wait,
owl.
Brian, you have the pictures.
with-
You also can bring some more visuals up.
Yes. With conviction and a determined focus. They definitely glance at you and look down at your necklace and then turn their head back and look straight at the starfall ahead.
Okay. And Nock, it's your turn. Your turn follows Nock's turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get to choose.
Nock is
Do you
going
obliterate
to-
me or Nock?
Nock is going to use their bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on her.
On her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see as this halfling flies by you and gets eye contact for a second, this feeling you get on you get a mark, and Nock, yours is the crown kind of behind the head, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like arrows shooting out from behind your head, and you can kind of see like the light green and now with little tinges of red at the edges kind of shooting up in light behind you. They aren't doing anything yet.
Thank you, Vicky's Fairy Lights, for adding sparkles to your hands.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And that all
You
happens in like
You'll listen and kind of see it in your peripherals behind your head.
yeah, like the half a second that Nock is looking at you. That's what happens, and then
And I don't
they
know what this
focus
is.
back up
No.
on the starfall.
Like they said, you don't feel anything right now. You just know its presence, and then you see them just continue forward.
Okay, two
Yeah.
questions. How close is Nock and Vane to me?
At this exact moment,
Like
5, 10,
distance-wise.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet.
Okay.
They still have their movement this turn, so they can move further before your turn. But right now, they're about 40 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah. So, am I able to use Vane's movement on my turn or no? Do I have to? Since I'm
I'd say-
riding, I
I'd
don't know
say
how the map would work.
when you're riding Vane,
Mhm.
for the sake of simplicity, let's have Vane's initiative be yours. But
Be
if you
mine,
guys
okay.
separate, then it's a different turn.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
So this way you guys
I
can work
will.
together.
Yeah, because
That-
there's
that
some
makes a lot of
confusing
sense, yeah.
combats where
Yeah, with movement and them getting
Yeah.
movement at different
that's
turns.
essentially Vane was going into hyperspace to bring
Yeah,
Nock
it's
places.
like I have to hold my action like every turn, which just
Yeah.
doesn't really make any sense.
So you can Vane is your primary movement, but if you ever wanted
Yeah.
to jump off Vane, you can use your own movement at that point.
Right. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have
We
Vane
look so
continue
cool. I wish we had
flying.
theme music right now. Wish this was animated.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, I'm gonna get to this side of the starfall.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use Vane to get there. I'm gonna have her fly down kind of low so I can stay on her back and try to collect the stardust while out of range of the skeleton over here.
Gotcha. The one you just flew by looks different than the rest. This seems to be a humanoid with flesh kind of falling off and their jaws kind of dislodged. They look at you. It's definitely a zombie.
Oh, okay. Hello.
At least Brian's make you feel less bad about killing them.
No, I mean, Nock's not really a fan, but also has more like feelings about undead now, having had the relationships that they've had.
You look at this zombie too, and just so you know, it is completely without clothes.
Oh, okay. Does it look like it has any intelligence at all, or is it just like
Thought you were asking a different question, honestly. Funnier question.
No,
Yikes.
it has
very,
no
very,
intelligence?
very
It's
little
just
intelligence.
ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
so you
collect,
flew over here and
I
used your bonus
assume that I
action.
have to use my action to collect the stardust, right?
Yes.
I would assume that. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna start collecting as much as I can during this turn.
Okay. I'd say using your full action. I think I've set the precedent that it's almost like, I'd say with a full actions turn, you can probably get in a pouch's worth with your full action right there. If you just spend the whole time
that's
kind of just shoveling
like a
it
2-pound amount.
in.
2-pouch
say
amount. Let's not say pounds because that seems to be confusing us. A 2-pouch
Yeah. Okay.
amount.
So yeah, can I fill the whole pouch?
I think you can fill one half of it first, so so it'd be 2
half
actions to fill it entirely.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so half of a pouch is full.
You stay the same measurement, or we're gonna fuck ourselves over somewhere.
Yeah, we've been bouncing back and forth from pound to pound, pound to pound.
That's why I'm clarifying, because I think he said 1 pouch when you meant to say 1 pound. So
Yes.
I wanted to clarify that.
All right, and that's your action. You use your bonus action.
Yes. And then
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna tell Vane to attack if anybody comes by. But
Okay. Vane is holding the action.
Hold heck.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sam.
Mm-hmm.
So your character now sees that angelic soldier kind of rushing through the skeletons that you sent out to go towards them. You see this bird kenku creature just shoveling in some of the stardust with a translucent ghost that seems to be looking like a pirate as well there. Oliver's hidden. And then you saw this halfling fly by on a giant owl and then go down to the side of the ship out of your view.
I really wish this was animated. This would be the sickest animation ever, guys. Let's do it in Minecraft.
It's so fun to have it in Minecraft.
So move down. Stop.
I feel bad that we just leave Hamel places, but if I'm flying, I do not need a horse.
Yeah.
He's kind of just an inconvenience at that point.
Mm-hmm. So that's the one.
Gotta make him a Pegasus somehow.
We should see if he has the power.
30-foot range.
We're gonna teach him the power.
You choose one creature.
Hamel,
Is there
silver.
anything I can do? I can hit multiple. Do I have a water wave or anything?
You have watery spear. You have.
Isn't that a wave? Go back down. Where? Nope, I'm wrong.
First time doing combat.
Yeah, it's also the first time Sam doing it. First time using this character. You have no clue. Like, you probably wrote it months ago, so all of your ideas of what the abilities are, you're like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck?
So you have the ability to kind of just cast that ability to deal major damage, kind of suck.
How far can I on my turn, like movement wise, how far can I get towards Nock?
So you have 30 feet.
Yeah, I knew that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did it for a reason.
They're how far from me?
5, 10, 15, jump down the side. You'd probably be able to get to about here. So they'd still be out of range a little bit.
How far?
About 15 feet.
How far can I look?
About 15 feet.
Okay. Are they still on their owl's back?
Did you hop off?
I think I'm still on collecting the stardust.
And is Vane in flight currently collecting the stardust? Like, are you hovering or are you like on the ground?
I think we're hovering about 5 feet up, just so that Vane can still fly away if need be.
And are you being like held by Vane and you're collecting it from the air?
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I do an action?
I'm just
do a spell.
like shifted down.
Well, casting that spell, if you want to do Thorn Whip, is your action.
Okay, I'm going to use so I am going to run towards them. And I jump off the side over there and get as close as I can get. And then I reach down to my left leg and I take my thorn whip and I just kind of wrap it around the owl's leg and just kind of rip them into the ground as far away from the Stardust as I can.
So roll an attack roll.
Okay.
So you have to roll
against Vayne.
D20 against Vayne, and you have a +7 on this roll.
Well, this one's gonna be rough. I believe you're about to eat dirt. Nock.
So that is a 13.
Okay.
That does not hit Vayne.
So you take this thorn whip and kind of whip it out, and it kind of tries to latch onto Vayne's foot, and then Vayne's foot kind of just like slashes the Vayne out of the way for a second, and just goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that was your action. You do have bonus actions that you can do. You have one spell called Misty Step, which allows you to teleport up to 60 feet as a bonus action. So if you wanted to move somewhere else within 60 feet, you could immediately teleport to that location if you wanted to. Or you can pull out a weapon.
No, I feel like I pull out my weapon because
Okay.
I'm close to both of them. So
after the thorn comes back, what weapon do you pull out?
well, I'm in closer range, so I would take my sickle.
So you see Nock, you see this sickle that seems to have like a wood barken handle and then the blade coming out of the tip, and you can see almost like cool mist just emanating off of the actual metal.
Cool. I think at this closer range, you probably now notice also wearing around their neck, they have a very similar flower to yours.
You have yours suspended in that jar. They have one around their neck, and
It's just
you
like
see it
braided
flicker for
into
a second,
vines.
turns to a shard form, and then back to a Nature's Promise.
Okay.
Is hers
And-
just a normal Nature's Promise, or is it also doing the same thing?
So this close up, what does Nock see?
So mine does not have the same effect that yours does, obviously. So it's not burning and then rebirthing itself. Mine is kind of, it's in a fluid, and the fluid's luminescent, so it kind of glows a little bit, and the flower is just kind of like full bloom, open consistently, and it's just kind of like floating there in this like little vial.
Okay. And that is the end of your turn as you guys have this stare down. Oliver, you're in a bush.
I
and
am in a
you-
bush.
Bush
And
boy, what's up?
Dude, can you get out of the bush, please?
And you see Yamakasi and Wet Hands just shoveling stardust into a pouch right now.
You missed
I'm
your
going-
Marvel entrance.
I did not miss my Marvel entrance.
That was an insult.
Andrew's like a little pissed off that he missed his Marvel entrance.
No, he's about to make a big one. I know it.
I literally just dumped an entire tray full of dice all over the ground, and I've been giggling at you guys while I've been cleaning it up, but like, missed his Marvel entrance. Just fucking got me.
Because you know that'd be the in the trailer where they like just rotate over us all jumping out.
Yeah, and he's just like still putting on his left boot. Like, hold on, guys.
It's literally just him jumping in a bush. That's what he did.
Andrew, they're not wrong. They all just did some really cool stuff. I'm like kind of aloof over here, and you're just in a bush.
What's up, Andrew? What are you doing?
Fucking A.
Come on, man, do something cool.
You do got some Shield of Faith, so you can take a small amount of hit.
Great. 5. 15. Oh boy.
You
Oh,
see a
boy.
skeleton figure 15 feet out to your side, and there's a burning pile of stardust, this rock that seems to just be disintegrating with every little bit that Yamakasi grabs. off
No,
the
I know. I really want the Stardust too, because they could do some cool shit with that.
We'll have plenty, don't worry.
You can help shovel it away into a pouch.
I could, but there's also skeletons.
Yeah. What do you do, wizard?
Apt assessment of the battlefield.
There's bracket. No, that's not gonna work.
I think I'm gonna go make some hot chocolate, but I'll be right back.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
I don't have any dessert, so I'm just gonna be sad.
Well, I can see whatever this creature is trying to yank Nock out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
The chair's in focus now. Sorry, ADD. That was so cute.
Welcome.
Hold on. I need to measure real quick. I need to know if I have enough.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Make sure
20.
you do your math right.
They're about 35 feet from you.
Okay, so I see this barrel here.
Yeah.
Wait, no, get it. No. Where is it?
That one?
No, I picked the wrong thing.
You mean this
barrel
barrel?
This barrel right here. I'm going to catapult it into her.
Fuck.
Oh,
Me?
oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a threat to Nock.
I saw you try and yank her out of the air, so I know you're not nice. So
Nice is a relative term, Andrew.
All right, what am I going to use to do that?
So
it's going to be a chest. I'm going to take this chest because I can't physically take that right there. But okay.
I believe she has to make a dex save, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so you have to make a dexterity saving throw.
She's just mad. They're trespassing.
So take this.
We're just a bunch
Roll
of
this
bandits
die.
who showed up and are breaking into her house, essentially.
I love that you were like, you are not nice, and she barrels to death.
Okay, so what am I doing?
Roll the dice.
For what? Explain.
You're making a dexterity saving throw. So as you're looking at this,
if it hits me.
yeah, if yes, you need to beat his spell save DC, or else it hits you. So you have a +2 to that.
Okay.
So what would that be?
13.
Andrew?
That save is 15, so she fails.
All right, so this barrel gets hurled over at you, and Andrew, roll your damage.
I'm sorry, Sam, that Brian made this choice to make you the enemy. Like, I know you are an enemy that can befriend, I assume, but,
Right now, you're just enemy.
yeah, we don't know that yet.
All
Fine.
right.
She's not gonna be nice to you guys.
Make it, she's like, or decide, never again.
That is, all right.
Oh.
So that's 14 bludgeoning damage.
14 bludgeoning damage. Okay. All right, I'm going to mark that down for your health. All right.
Is it just regular bludgeoning or is it magical?
Catapult is just regular. I don't think catapult is magical damage.
Unless it states magical, it is just regular bludgeoning. You're just taking that item and hurling it, and it deals that damage.
Unless the item I catapult is magical itself, which I don't think it is.
Does it shatter the barrel? Does it say the object shatters?
Remove a barrel.
It doesn't say.
So it's going to just hit the back of your head and bounce off. And you just see behind you across the way this humanoid male. Andrew, describe yourself.
Wait, hold on. So the barrel takes the same damage. So I mean, if 14 bludgeoning damage would shatter this barrel, then the barrel shatters.
The barrel shatters around
So
you.
it doesn't just bounce off of my head. It
Yep, it just hits
breaks
you and breaks around you, and you turn. And Oliver, describe yourself.
You see a human man, about 5'6". Like
I'm taller than you.
Oh boy.
In long robes, a trench coat, kind of just short curly brown hair, 2 different colored eyes. I don't know if you would be even close enough to see that, but he has 2 different colored eyes. Yeah.
And you see this, and he has a spell book in his hand, and you can tell he's the one who just threw this barrel at the back of you.
Okay.
Oliver, anything
Do you
else?
have a
with your
face
turn?
of happiness or like a?
Can I? Oh boy. Can I? Could I use my bonus action to start shoveling the stardust into a pouch?
Not as
Or
your
that way-
bonus action, no.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
we've
right. Then
established that.
that is
We
that
made
is my
that as
turn.
an
Then.
established rule.
That is my turn then.
Okay. All right. At the end of that turn, all right, you're gonna see.
Can you send me an updated map
Could somebody take a picture to send for Callum?
once all the skeletons have moved?
As you're seeing all this, you see this specter over here as well. Someone who is also under your control. It is their turn. Where would you like them to go?
Also under my control.
Yep.
You have
Okay.
minions. They
Yeah.
just don't sing as cool
What's
songs.
Conlon doing right now? He just killed
Conlon
2 of
is
my bony
all
boys.
the way over
and
here.
he's just chilling.
You can actually get to bracket with both. Excuse me, with both of the specters.
Am I moving both of the specters at once, or am I moving one at a time?
You could. It's their turn. They get it at the same time.
Yeah, we
Okay.
grouped them
Well,
because
one of my
easy.
specters is really close to Callum, correct?
To Andrew, and one can honestly. This one can get to bracket Andrew, Callum, or Nock. You can literally get this one over to any of them. This one can just get over to bracket.
Okay, so send one over to bracket.
Yeah. Or would you like this one to go?
And Callum and his Wet Hands helper are currently already pouching up all my stardust, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so send one over to him.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm probably the best choice. I've got lots of health.
It's like,
All
it's
right.
a bad choice on your part. I will win this fight.
I've got a god on my side, and you look like you're undead. So
I'm actually sending you to where you're supposed to be.
So bracket, that is only a 13 to hit.
No.
Yamakowski, that's a 23 to hit.
Oh.
yeah, that'll do it.
He has some
Yep.
pretty good armor, but nope.
That was a lot of dice.
Didn't love the sound of that at all.
Can you roll a Constitution saving throw?
That sounded like that sounded like a lot of dice.
Yeah, that sounds like my skin's about to be in a lot of pain.
It did not hit bracket, but it possibly is hitting Callum.
Mhm.
Correct?
Yes.
All right, so I have a +6, so that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You make this con save. You take 11 points of necrotic damage. As what you see is this one specter comes over to bracket and tries to lay its hands on bracket. And bracket, you're able to hold it back with your shield and sword. Yamakowski, as you are just shoveling the stardust into your bag, not really being aware of your surroundings, this specter just at rapid speed floats over to you and just puts its hand through you and does a life drain and sucks 11 necrotic points of damage out of you, trying to suck that out of your permanent life, but not succeeding. But you do feel some of your life force be sucked away to this specter.
Awesome.
Cool. Necrotic damage, bring it.
So this is a ogre zombie right here. It has 30 feet it can move, and then it can dash as an action to double that to 60.
That might smash Oliver in half. Good luck.
Yeah, it literally, yeah.
How far?
Is
this is the part where I realized that they have a lot more people, and now we're in like one-on-one combat. We kind of screwed up that part.
10, 15, 20, 25,
Happens.
30.
The skeleton seems to be going down pretty easy, though, so, like, I'm not...
Well, also, we can keep jumping around. That's our best plan, is we need to, like, keep moving.
Just barely.
Yeah, they seem a bit slower than us. The other thing is that, like, potentially, if we get rid of Sam's person, they'll all just fall.
Yeah.
It could get here with a dash.
Can you measure how long, how far I have
Vayne and
me and Sam's person so that I can see if I can do Moonbeam next turn.
No, send it in the direction of Andrew. I don't need it to attack immediately.
Oliver, as soon as you finish catapulting that thing over there, you see this this creature look over at a ogre zombie down the field and just flick her finger over in your direction. And this ogre zombie just starts barreling down the way and is 10 feet away from you at the end of its turn.
You did just throw a barrel at my head, so
I
I
did,
figured
I
I'd send
did.
something barreling in your direction.
I did. Oh,
Pretty
dude, that's
fair.
fair.
Callum,
That's
45
fair. That's
feet.
fair.
Oh, cool. I got this. All right.
Sam, at this moment, your little Capricel friend floats up, and you can see you can't see it, but at the top of the ship, it just seems to be full with the Stardust material, and it's going to use its action, and it's going to float right over to here, where you can see it at the top of the at the top of the ship, and you can see all the Stardust kind of held in the bulb underneath its form, and it's going to make the sounds that I haven't narrowed down yet for this creature.
Gotcha. You gotta work on that.
I gotta work on that
Okay.
before I do it live. I'm not good at making the sounds we think this creature will make. I'll work on it before I present.
Wait, we have
Not
a
good.
known
What does this
sounds it
little
should make?
creature look like? It looks like a little like.
So,
sea
Nock,
guy,
you're able to
or-
see as this comes up.
Is it a
I
blob?
have a picture on my phone, which I can send over to the group.
Yes, yes, please. I love
It's
little
very cute, but
guys.
spooky.
That's perfect. I love little guys.
Was Nock's
And-
plan to befriend it? Oh.
And for the
my
chat,
God. I love it. I love it.
Soul.
and in that
Siphon.
little bulb on its chest, Nock, you can see
Yeah,
there seems to be stardust that it has filled inside of it.
interesting.
Okay.
It looks like a little like hummingbird, like a skeletal hummingbird.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Like a little spooky guy.
It makes almost kind of like clicking type
And
sounds
chipping.
and chirping,
chirping, like-
clicking sounds.
Little birdie guy. Okay, cool.
Like
I feel
After
like
that,
you're like
uh,
me.
it goes
in
onto the
negative
skeletons. You have two skeletons here, and then these ones over here. Do you want to send these two in bracket?
Oh yeah.
So 2 skeletons there. You have one right here that can make it to Oliver.
Oliver. Yep.
Oh,
This one can't. You have
Fireball.
to dash to get to either
they're
Oliver
right
or
in front of me,
you
dude.
could go over in this direction as well. Too, but it would have to dash.
Don't get hurt.
I feel like I want Vayne and Nock to myself, so you can send them over there.
Okay, so 5,
Yikes.
10,
What a vibe.
15, 20, 25, 30. Do you want to go to Oliver or do you want it to go over towards Yamakowski?
You can send it over to Yamakowski.
All right, it's going to dash and it's going to be behind Yamakowski in the bush next to the Wraith there. This one right here, I'll do the same, sending out that direction. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, and it would come right over here next to Oliver as well.
Excellent.
Oliver, I'm sorry I said to have your Marvel entrance. Maybe you should have stayed in the bush. Good plan, good plan.
Oliver, right in the bush.
So I think it's a little too late for the bush now.
All right. First, it's going to be the attacks on bracket. There are 2 attacks. That's a 19 to hit on the first one,
That does hit me.
and the next one is a 9.
Wait, how does that hit you? You have a shield.
I only have an 18.
He has
Wearing
chain
plate
shirt, which
armor.
is 16, and shield, which is +2. He doesn't have plate armor.
Oh. Okay.
You
All
need to
right.
get me some upgrades.
We do need to get you some upgrades. First order of business.
All right. You take 7 points of piercing damage, but reduced by 3 because of your feet. Because that you probably would have forgotten if I didn't
Yeah,
tell
I
you
forget
that.
every time.
Nice.
And then Oliver, there's going to be 1 attack up against you. That is a 22, my friend.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, shield's not even gonna do anything. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm toast. All right.
5 points
All right.
of piercing damage as this creature just takes a short sword.
Oh yeah, your
short
Shield of Faith
sword.
is still up. I held concentration while I was smacked.
That still wouldn't do anything.
Would that with shield do anything?
No.
Wait.
Okay.
And is it worth
your
it for
AC
just
with-
one skeletal attack?
Well,
What's your AC with mage armor? Because just add 7.
I don't have mage armor up right now.
You should. It lasts 8 hours.
What kind of wizard?
it's because I gave him false confidence. I gave him the shield of faith, and he went, "I'm locked in."
No, nope. Still wouldn't do any. Nope, with shield wouldn't be enough. It's not worth it.
All right, 5 points of piercing damage as a rusty short sword just pierces through your robe in your side, slicing part of your hip. Tetanus!
I'm immune to that.
It's all right. I've got lesser restoration. You won't get lockjaw. It's okay.
All right, has anybody, please somebody send an updated map to Yamakowski because it's your turn.
Okay, well, I think first order of business, if everyone's feeling it, I'm going to moonbeam Sam's lady.
Yeah, go for it. I've had
Same
seen no
thing.
positive effects just yet.
What's the range of Moonbeam?
Within
120
range.
feet.
Yeah,
Brackets and 45.
that'll be within range. That should be within
Me and
range.
Calvin were discussing in the background.
Sam, are you a shape changer?
Can I answer that?
Like,
You
it's not
are
meta. I don't need to know,
classified
but
as a
it's for the
shape
spell.
Yeah, but in the
So no.
in the realm of what this is referring to, you're not.
No.
You
Okay, so
can
then-
change your visible form a bit, but you're not a shape changer.
No.
Yeah, this is
A couple of
specifically
things
referring to
I
like
changed my
shit
form,
like
but I'm
change
not a shape changer.
lycanthropes. Okay, so go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. So Sam.
Big boy.
Yep, and add a +2.
15.
15.
Oh, okay, cool. You failed. So that's 2d10.
Cool.
All right, that is.
You welcome to D&D. We're all challenging each other. Also, based on the fact there's a guest appearance of a person, you're the main character to attack.
I'm up against all of you. So
yeah.
17
Yeah,
points of damage.
What was that?
17 points, and it's radiant damage.
1 second.
Oh, and then can everyone help me remember? I do have to make Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
That does great.
Okay.
How much damage was that, Callan?
he said
17.
17, didn't he?
17.
Cool. All right. So dealing some damage to you. You're feeling a little bit of a hit as this radiant
Dramatic mug.
fire just moonbeam above from you. It's like there's an actual moon shape there, and then just the rays come down around you and starts burning you
Okay.
in radiant energy. And it also going to affect the zombie that is there, but the zombie strangely freaking rolls a 21.
What the fuck?
He's just like,
Okay,
What the
well, so
fuck?
off of that, do you want me to roll damage again separately, or do you want to just have the 17?
So that would having 17, so that'd be 8 points of damage on that one. So let me just take that.
How hurt is that zombie looking?
Zombie took a hit there.
he's
Um,
not even reacting, so he's gonna die there anyways. He's just gonna be like,
All right, so let me just put something in that space as well too. What's the sphere of it, Callan?
5 foot radius, so I think it's just a 10 foot like spotlight kind of thing.
So, like that.
yeah. Probably round, but yes.
That just covers that space. All right, so that was your action. You have a wraith and a skeleton behind you, and then Wet Hands is there on your turn with you. He's trying to scoop more of the stuff into the pouch.
Yeah, I figured he was just going to use his whole action to finish. It's like you said, there was like a tiny little bit left that was
Yes.
still an action for.
Yep.
So he's using his action, and I'm going to interpose myself between him and skeletons without
Okay.
provoking opportunity attacks.
Okay, so you're going to
Um,
stand ground against this specter and skeleton?
Yeah,
You also see a ogre zombie approaching Oliver and 2 skeletons on him as well.
Can I use a bonus action attack if I cast a spell, or are we like?
Bonus action cantrip.
Okay, well that's something. Can I cast?
Ooh. Wow.
I think I'm going to cast. Oh, well, okay. So I think I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at the big early guy.
The big ogre zombie.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
What
dex
do you need to
save.
roll?
I need you to make a dex save versus 16.
5 minus 2, 3.
Excellent. Okay, so you take 2d8 of radiant.
Okay.
That is 11 points of radiant damage.
11 points of radiant damage. This radiant fire burns against this creature. It seems mildly bothered by it, but still lumbering forward towards Oliver. And that's your turn?
I think so. If I had wanted to, could I have cast like green flame blade at the two in front of me?
Wouldn't that be another bonus action?
Well, no, this is. I'm not adding it to my turn. I'm just like, if instead of Sacred Flame, had I done that, would that have been legit?
Green flame blade does something to your sword that allows you to like have an additional effect when you attack, right? Or are you attacking as you do it?
It's attacking as you do it. So it's the like normal casting time is an action, and as part of that action, you make the weapon.
If that was part of your action and that's a bonus action, then you could have used that as an attack. But moving
Anyway,
on from
so yeah, you know what?
But next in the initiative, there is only one skeletal horse in the area, just pantomime eating grass.
Aw.
Do you want to just stay there still,
So
or
those
do
are
you want to
skeletal
attack anybody?
horses.
Horsey.
Oh no, my horsey can just eat the grass.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So the horse just crunches and crunches.
You didn't ask for this fight.
Love him.
These are just
Bracket.
the horses I raise. These are just ignore the extreme security. It's to keep them safe.
Bracket, you have
Aw.
2 skeletons and a specter on you right now.
Shrug. It sounds like I should swing at that specter.
All right, roll the hit.
Come back, die. Oops, I moved off the wrong page. So that is 19.
19 does in fact hit.
Okay, good. Where are you two? There you two. Please? Nope. Oh, so shy. But as part of my current state I am in, I need to re-find my my shit. Once per my turn, I can add an additional 7 radiant damage to my sword. So that is 14 plus an additional 7 radiant damage to that specter.
Okay. So the specter, so 21 points of damage.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. You do that, and the specter does not seem to like that attack. It's still holding up, but it's shrieking out in your face.
And then I'm going to attack this skeleton. Oops, wrong button. That skeleton.
Mhm.
Okay, that one's not as good. 12.
The skeleton holds up a sword and parries your attack.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
Oh shit! This is Dark Souls.
Hell yeah.
All right. Anything else with your turn?
No,
Those
that's
are your
it.
2 attacks.
I used my bonus action to do the extra 7 points.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'd have to get multiple attacks of opportunity on me to leave.
When the damage from Moonbeam, it's once per turn, and the zombie's already been damaged this turn. So
No, it's when I cast it, and then if they start their turn in it, or if they pass through it.
okay. So it's starting its turn right now. So if it takes the damage now for the rest until its next turn, then it would be good. It won't take more damage.
Right.
So,
and that's just, like, it can move out of it, but it will still take the damage for having been in it.
Yeah, starting its turn there. So it's going to make a con save again.
Also, it might just pop, you know?
That one is a 6, so it's going to take full damage.
Hell
Roll high, roll
so
high.
that is 17 again.
Sweet. That's a movie.
And you see, as that was Skeletal's trying to run out of that space, just the radiant energy just... and the Skeletal's form just completely dissolves in radiant flame.
Is that exactly what the scream sounds like? Because I feel like everyone would be giggling if they heard the zombie make that noise.
All right. And these zombies, there's 2 zombies over here, and there's one up here. Do you want them to start moving down?
Yeah, so that one obviously moved down this way.
That's its full movement.
How far can you
40 if they dash. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it can get right into this space right here.
my ability where I can like kind of teleport myself? Can I use that for other creatures, or is it just for myself?
Just yourself.
Okay, well then dash them that way.
With his dash, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right, the zombies move up there. All right, after the zombies' turns, Nock, you and Vane, as you see this area in front of you where you like stared at this woman, this creature, and then the moonbeam dropped down on top of her, dealing decent damage. The barrel on the other side, zombies coming up from your side, and you're still here. There's the Stardust in front of you. You can probably get the remainder of it if you spend your whole turn shoveling it in.
How hurt is Bracket looking? Just so
Barely.
I have a...
My hair's
Barely?
a little
Okay,
tuffled.
beautiful. Okay.
I'm getting into it.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be very frustrating for Sam's character. Yeah, I think I'll just use my turn to get the rest.
Okay.
Have Vane pick me up and fly me 60 feet away.
Okay. The zombie is going to... So that's your action to do that. The zombie is going to use its reaction and try to make a slam attack against you.
Yes. Has to be against me, cannot be against Vane.
Wait, what was that?
Can't be against Vane because Vane has flyby, just so that you're aware.
That is a natural 20.
Oh shit, it's me. That's for sure.
How far away are they from me? Can I use my reaction to do silvery barbs?
Ooh.
Man, we're a team now.
The range on silvery barbs
are no joke.
I think it's 60.
60, yeah.
You are 50 feet away.
Hell yeah. Fucking uncrit that bitch. There you go.
All right, so he uses his reaction and he can cancel the net 20, so it's going to do normal damage instead of extra. But now he doesn't have
he just saved Nock and Vane.
Yes.
Who are you giving the advantage to?
I'm going to give my advantage to Andrew, so that...
That's a good idea.
Andrew, you have advantage.
Yeah.
20 roll.
All right, so that's going to be a total of 5 points of bludgeoning damage knock against you.
I don't want to have you retcon it, but Andrew is under the effect of my Sanctuary spell, so the skeleton would have had to make a wisdom saving throw. I did cast it on you.
Oh, okay.
It lasts for a whole minute.
You did Sanctuary on wet hands.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oh, shit,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You did it on wet hands.
Sorry. What was the one I cast on Andrew? Did I cast something on him?
No, I did. I did Shield of Faith.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Sorry, and then you did the Watcher's Ward on everyone.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, sorry.
All right, so Nock, you take that slam attack from that zombie and then you shoot how high up in the air?
Not very high. I just want to crest over the boat.
So the boat's
How
about the boat's about like I'd say 30 feet up.
Okay. How close can I make it to this one at the point of the ship?
So 30 feet up and over 5.
Yeah.
10, 15.
Normal knock. Persistent.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta move it one by one. So 5, 10, 15. Hold on. She would have to start from up here. She can go up in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. By that time, she'd be here. 35, 40, 45. So Vane speed could get you over to here.
Beautiful. Yeah. Get me
Make
all
it
the way
happen.
over.
Make it so.
All right. You grab
Love
the rest of the stardust and you look at
Yeah.
this creature here, and then you just
Yeah,
see her
I
there.
just do a little and fly away.
How cute. That's adorable.
And
I'm
that
not
is
really trying to hurt you.
I know the
I
villain
think
is like so calm.
I think it's just a little clear in that moment that you realize that I'm more interested in getting the Stardust than I am in hurting you.
I'm only fighting the enemies because they attacked us.
all right. And then Sam, it goes on to your turn.
Okay, so what's that?
Can you make a con save for me?
Myself.
Misty Step is a bonus action. You can teleport up to 60 feet.
Can I do that and
And
then
then
use
that.
this?
Yep.
Hold on. Sam, can you make a con save?
Yeah, Sam needs to
Before I
make a
do
con
that,
save
I
before
gotta
anything
get them.
happens.
You
Yeah,
can
she
speak,
starts her
yes.
turn in
You can do that.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do next.
Where are you going to teleport? Towards them or towards Nock?
Towards Nock.
Okay. All right. So you
Real
can
quick
teleport.
though, she starts
So-
her turn in the moonbeam.
Yep.
So
You
she's
start your
gonna
turn in the
roll
moon
something.
beam. So please roll a d20.
Yep.
That's 15.
Yeah, all right, full damage. So
Nice.
that's 10 damage.
Okay.
Now you just have to remember to move it
Okay.
over there.
You start burning in radiant fire again, and then you teleport 60 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You can teleport literally right next to them over in any of these
Or
spaces.
right in front of them.
Yeah,
in
that would
front
be
of the
the
star.
that would be the furthest right there.
Yep.
Mm,
So, Nock, as you fly up here, just
yeah.
you see a burst of snowy like flakes just swirl up as this woman's figure kind of just rises out of the ground right in front of you, in between where the star had fallen at the stern of the ship.
And she engages Nock in verbal. She's going to say something to her. So she didn't like that she just kind of pieced out on her. She also noticed
You have multiple languages, by the way, that you can use. This you also have common, because everybody has common. This would be interesting to use for your character.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
say.
Okay.
All right.
So she noticed the same thing that you noticed on her. She noticed that you were wearing a similar flower to her that's maybe very familiar to her. And not only did she not like that they're going straight to the Stardust, but they're wearing something that's very personal to them. So she feels personally attacked by that. And she teleports right in front of Nock and Vane and says, "That doesn't belong to you. And neither does the Stardust."
In
In
what language?
Druid.
Oh. Mm.
And then what do you do?
And then she wails.
And then Nock,
Ooh.
we need you
Yeah.
and Vane to roll Constitution saving throws.
Okay. Callum, what did the thing you did do? Do we
It
have
is,
advantage?
just your mental saving throws, not con.
Okay. Good to know. Just wanted to make sure.
It's against like mind control effects. I figured this one might be able to like possess us or something.
I'm gonna use the 2 teeny tiny dice because I think that's fun. Okay, cool. They rolled really well. Constitution for me is 18. Constitution for Vane is 18.
Nice.
Oh, 20.
Both of them, and that does beat the save. However, let me just see.
With the extra effects.
It does
Or
take
half
some damage on a success. Nock,
Oh,
you feel as this creature in front of you says that in Druidic, just looks at you, and her face just starts flaring up as she just shrieks out a huge wail in your face, and you just feel that blast you and Vane. It seems like it's trying to shiver you down to your core, but you're able to shrug it off. But you and Vane are going to take some damage. Roll these 3d6.
Okie
Okay. Okay. One more. So, Nock, you and Vane both take 10 points of psychic damage as you just feel this shriek that pierces in your ears. You can start feeling blood dripping down from your ears as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where Vane, even for a second, stops flight and just gets down onto the deck.
Mm-hmm. Nock is going to respond in Druidic. And say, "It's mine now. The goddess Naira gave it to me. If you want it, you're gonna have to take it back."
You can respond because it's the end of your turn. So this was a quick little voice interaction.
I feel like she would just kind of laugh a little bit and just smile at Nock and say, "You think you know of Naira?" And that would be the end of what she says.
Okay. And that'll be the end of her turn. Oliver, you have the dead burning remains of a skeletal minotaur behind you. You have two skeleton figures to the front of you, blocking off the place where this woman figure just was that you threw the barrel at, but she just disappeared from sight out of the moonlight.
No, it's Misty.
And you have this ogre zombie that was barreling towards you that just got hit with some radiant energy, but still seems fixated on you.
Okay.
you're a portal
All
wizard. You get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, leave.
I don't have any portal spells that can get me out of there, to be honest.
He
don't have any-
is discovering displacement magic, people. He needs to find the spells or create them.
I have
Isn't
a wait.
Like,
Wait.
Game's down.
No,
Please.
that's
Please.
not the- no. All right.
He's still mastering portals.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are the limits on what I can transform myself into with the polymorph spell?
ooh, okay.
Yeah, go on.
Seems like you did for it. All right.
I'm trying to figure out what I can and cannot turn into.
It turns into like a T-Rex.
I feel.
I am harassed.
I know it has to have I know it has to be a beast.
The beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's, or the target's level if it doesn't have a challenge rating.
Okay.
So you are a level 7 character, so it needs to be a challenge rating of 7 or lower.
Okay.
So now you get to Google the most broad fucking thing ever into the 5e world.
And
Okay.
it has to be something that you have seen before. You can't just be like, I turned into this beast from the depths of hell. Like,
Yeah. Unless you're familiar with that.
How would I know if I've seen?
what are you thinking about? I can tell you whether you've seen it before.
Rain pissed off.
Would I have seen a giant ape before?
Say so.
Huh?
Yes.
I'd say so.
I
You've been in
will.
the city. There's been circuses. There's been cage matches.
Okay, I am going to polymorph myself into a
You've
giant
seen some
ape.
weird shit. You hang out with Rain.
I'm going to
Okay,
polymorph.
Oliver, turn your stats. Pull up the stats for a giant ape.
I'm looking at him right now.
What's the CR?
And
7. It's a challenge rating of 7. So
what's the size?
it is a huge beast.
So that's
Oh,
15,
fuck
right?
yeah, dude. So you turned into King Kong? I love that.
I don't think it's King Kong necessarily, but it is a challenge rating of 7. So
Huge size is 15 by 15, so you are bigger than this ogre zombie.
He's just like his face is.
So that's your action, right?
Is it a baby?
yes.
No, so you don't see this, but Oliver just polymorphed himself into a giant ape bigger than the size of the ogre zombie. And what do you do in this new giant ape form?
Well, I think that was my action, so I don't think I can do anything else.
Do you have any bonus
I'm
actions?
saying for flair. Do you like beat the what do you do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna beat my chest and roar in the ogre's
Intimidate.
face.
Attempt to intimidate.
Intimidation.
Yes. Yes.
And Wet Hands is kind of just silently cheer for you. Woo!
Can I roll an intimidation check?
Sure, roll intimidation. They're dead, so it'd have to be really high to do something, but you never know.
Oh, I have to use the giant ape stats.
I'm gonna rip your face off and make you eat it for lunch.
They
how
will
do
not know. I do not believe they have much cognitive function besides smack with sword, beat to death, follow master. I think that's the list.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a -2 to charisma. Okay. Nope. That's a 4.
Back at you, the ogre zombie. His face is burning in radiant fire still. All right, Oliver, that's your turn. It's the Spectre's turns.
What
And
an absolutely ace move, Oliver. That was great.
I try. It was my only 4th level spell, though.
Yeah, I got one of these.
I mean, it's gonna last a fucking hot minute. Like,
Yeah. Polymorph lasts an hour, so.
Yeah, you at least
Or
can beat
until
to
you're
death 1 or 2 of them.
27 HP goes down. But yeah.
Yeah. until I get knocked back into my human form, or an hour passes.
I stayed just smash.
The Spectre is gonna move towards Wet Hands. And he's gonna look over at the ghost form, and he's gonna be like, yeah, what you gonna do? And then the thing just grasps through Wet Hands' form and is gonna use a life drain.
Oh,
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, true.
It was gonna come in handy eventually.
That's a 5.
That's a failure. You missed that attack.
Okay, so does it? Don't I have to redirect it if there's somebody else in there?
I think so. Give me
So
just a
that
second
would-
to check.
So that would redirect to you. Just double check. I'm pretty sure it redirects to somebody else, as long as there's somebody else in range.
Yeah, choose a new target or lose the attacker spell. So yeah.
17 to hit you.
Meets it, beats it.
All
Do I
right,
have
roll
a
a con
shield
save.
spell? Yeah. All right. That's a 16.
Life drain again on him, trying to suck his life force out. You still beat the DC, but you are still taking the damage.
Aha, you can't do worse than capitalism's already done.
12 more points of necrotic damage. And then, Bracket, the Spectre's gonna move to be flanking with the Skeletal because it has
I'm
some
officially
form of
in double
intelligence
digits of
still.
health,
It's
guys.
coming behind you as it sees you parrying with the skeleton form. That is a 17 to hit.
I flip him off.
It doesn't hit. You're able to hold the shield back still as you're blocking this. You're
You might not see it. I'm holding the shield like this.
All right. That is the end of theirs. But, Sam, we're now moving up to this section. and there is a specter up over here that you could command as well.
Oh, before we keep going, I do have to make a Constitution saving throw to see if my moon can go.
Right. Oh, and
Oh,
Bracken,
that's a
do one con save for the damage you took for Shield of Faith.
All right.
And the specters get
Oh, cool. That was a nat 20 on a
I got a
con
nat 22
save.
Colin. Hell yeah!
Hey!
I'll never get it on an attack unless it's one cobalt and I turn him into literal fucking smear.
The specters, yes.
That dude's
So,
permanently
like,
in the wall.
Of Stardust, I could have like that for me too, right?
Yes, you can have it grasp some of it.
Realizing
Okay.
maybe I need to start getting this before these idiots take it.
Some of it.
Yeah.
But I send both of them to get as much as possible.
You can probably send this one here, and it'll have, after its speed, will have its action to grab, like, a pouch half worth, but it can't carry, like, all of that. It's just kind of like holding bits in its hand.
Okay.
This one can use its speed to go 5, 10, 15, 20.
But there's somewhere in front of it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
this
but
one. Oh, true, I forgot.
It's right in front of it.
Sorry, I thought you were and this one is going to use its action as well to start gathering some of that as well,
Yeah,
too.
so that's probably what I would have them do.
They
And
have cloth and stuff from their form, so they can try to like carry it in the cloth form.
What's my little buddy doing right now?
He will have a turn soon actually after the specters. It hasn't been his turn
And
yet.
he already gathered some of the Stardust, the initial one that fell through the bow. So how much more can he hold? Because he's kind of tiny.
So he's able to hold a full pouch's worth with his. So he's holding.
How much does he have right now? Full pouch.
Full pouch. He's collected everything in the captain's quarters.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the specters both have like a pouch's worth from taking their full turns to collect those two.
Yep.
The ogre zombie is going to move the remainder of its movement, and you see flailing in its hand a morning star that it comes and just like picks up and is just going to whack over in your direction at your giant ape, Andrew.
Okay, hold on.
Use piss in its face.
That is a 19 to hit your giant ape.
That hits.
Sweet.
Do a piss in his face.
That is going to be 12 points of bludgeoning damage from that attack.
Ooh-wee.
Okay.
All right. After the
buffer form.
And then this ogre zombie is up here and now can start moving into the commotion. It can probably collect things as well too if you wanted to start sending it out in some direction.
Well, we still have a good amount right in the center, right there, right? No, right
This?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad
Yeah,
my
so that's
highly intelligent horse can't collect things. He's useless at that part.
He's a horse.
He
He's
won't
got
quite
moves.
get there
Yeah, he's like,
to collect any this round.
Can he get to anyone else? No, he's too far away.
No, but you can start moving him in a
Yeah,
particular
start moving
direction.
him towards the Stardust.
Cool. All right. So he's heading and then he'll dash to be right in that space next to the wraith or the specter.
Mm.
Well, all right. It's the Caprasol's turn. The Caprasol is going to use its bonus action to teleport right into the space next to you. On top of holding this Stardust inside its beak, you can see it takes its beak and kind of pokes into you for a second, and you can see some life force kind of come out of it, and it heals you a little bit. You heal 8 points of health.
Aw, he's not completely useless. That's great.
He's
a
not.
sweet
He's a helpful
baby.
buddy.
He's a sweet
I
little
don't feel
baby.
that way. That's how she feels.
All right, so it's the
That's cold.
skeletal forms. So the skeletons, two skeletons
Even your
attacking
companions?
Bracket. So Bracket, that's an 18 and a 13.
well, was it meets it, beats it?
Yes.
So you get me on the 18.
8 minus 3, so 5 points of piercing damage from one. And then Oliver, your ape gets 2 skeleton attacks as well too.
That was some dice.
And that is 8 and 15.
The 8 misses, the 15 hits.
You take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Ryan, how
Alright.
much damage did I take again? I completely didn't hear it for some reason.
8 minus 3, so 5.
Okay. I knew it was 4 or 5. I was reading something as you said it.
Yamakowski, that is a 16 to hit you with the skeleton.
Misses.
Cool. All right. Let me see. Any other skeletons that can move? You can have this one move over towards the Stardust as well.
What about the Stardust there? Have we gotten all of it?
This one you got. That's the one that's actually within your Capra Soul right there.
Okay, so there's nothing left.
There's just that one and that one.
Okay, so send that one towards the Stardust over there.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Just movement there. And then this skeleton right here can move there to try to help with that, or do you want it to move it around this way?
No, I can move to the center. That's water, right?
Yes.
Body of water, yeah.
Yes.
Send them both into the water.
All right. Yamakowski, it is your turn. You have a I don't know if somebody can send him a quick picture of the map, but you have a specter above you, wet hands to your corner, a skeleton to the side, and then a giant ape fighting a ogre zombie in front of you.
Nice.
Good day.
Yeah, I'll wait on the map. But my plan right now is to do the most convoluted act that I can do for my moonbeam to have it end up on the main Spectre lady again, but touch as many people as it can within its 60 feet of movement.
I
Am
think
I
he's
can
gonna
just
wipe
whip it
through
around.
2 zombies and then hit her.
How far can you move your moonbeam, and do you have to be able to see it?
I don't have to be able to see it, and I can move it within 60 feet. It has to stay within 120 feet of me.
You can
Okay,
move it 60 feet at a time.
Yes, and it does take my whole action though. So I'm going to do bonus action cantrip and continue to try to concentrate. But I'm going to
so 100
How
also.
close
feet
does it
away.
need to stay within you?
What's that?
How close does it need to stay within you?
120
feet.
And you can move it
Okay,
60
Just
feet
its
and hit
max
it.
casting rate.
They're
Yeah.
100 feet from you, and
Yeah, it's 60.
wow, she has moved exactly 60 feet there.
So if he literally
So-
just passes it through the one zombie and over.
But hold on, it can't move beyond to get Illyria there. Nock and Vane would
Did
be
you
in the
just name
space
me?
as well.
Well, that's not the move.
So you're gonna have to
Okay,
do
so
a
they're
more,
60 feet away from me. Can I have the? I haven't taken that.
you're gonna have to take a
So-
longer route.
Yeah, but the other thing that I was thinking is,
Maybe you should just attack the stuff around you.
where is the moonbeam compared to the picture I'm looking at? Is
So-
The
it
one
that?
from Brian has the larger one. It's the blue square.
And 60 feet would move you exactly over to where Nock, Vane, and the woman creature is.
Okay, so if I was gonna instead move the moonbeam towards us and try to clear out the space around us
That'd be a better move.
of all the bad guys, and then so you said that Nock and the witch lady are 100 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
The witch lady. That's so
I'm
cute.
sorry. I'm sorry, Nock. I don't think I can help you this turn, but I gotta.
What you can do is you can hit these 2 zombies.
Yeah.
And then move it down to the skeletons in front of Andrew.
Okay. Will I be able to hit the zombie ogre as well?
Now about hitting Andrew.
I mean, he's so.
If you want to just hit the zombie ogre, you can hit the zombie ogre and
I
not hit
already
the
decided
skeletons.
against it. Shape changer is it's gonna whack him out of polymorph.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that.
So, how about you just
Honestly,
hit-
I
you
don't
wanna
even
hit
want
the
to bring
ogre?
it close to Andrew. No, for now, can we move it around and down so that it like circles around bracket and all those skeletons, and then comes down and hits the specter that's above me? Like, oh, that wouldn't work.
Oh.
No, that wouldn't work.
You wouldn't have enough room to go around bracket and get to the specter in front of you. Plus, you can't hit the specter without hitting either Andrew or Wet Hands.
Yeah, I think the one I said, either hitting these zombies and then dragging over to either the skeletons or the zombie orc in front of Andrew would be the best MO if you're going to use the up that turn.
It's just, it feels bad to try to like not use it to its full extent. So I think
sometimes what you get is the cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Oh, actually though, but like I can hold concentration on it though and keep doing other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also could just attack. Okay. You can just attack. That's fine.
I'm gonna attack the specter with my first attack.
Okay.
You get rid of some of the stuff near you so you actually can use your magic.
That's it. Like I don't want to keep getting wet by the dude.
I'm holding my own. I'm fine. These guys aren't that dangerous to me.
Do I have advantage because of Andrew's character?
No, you don't have. You're not flanking.
Okay. So then,
if you're directly from an ally and enemies in the middle,
I guess you could tell Wet Hands to move to flank him.
How so? Because they can help you.
Because you're flanking them.
Does Wet Hands move during your turn?
Yeah, Wet Hands can do stuff on his turn as well.
Am I allowed to use Wet Hands to flank? Because
it will put him in slight danger, but I think it'll be worth it.
I mean, Wet Hands doesn't have any way to attack, so I don't think he would give any
flanking. He's a mage hand. He can give him a good solid punch.
No, he can't use it to attack. Hold on. So
you can poke them out. You can poke their eyes out, hit them in the nose. You know.
Wait, say that again, Callum.
I'm trying to figure out if sneak attack requires advantage, because I want to try to sneak attack this dude as well. And I think I have different reasons for why it goes on. I'm sorry.
He's reading things.
If you have advantage. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. Is that something that applies to?
Say that again. Sorry, I was reading one thing.
Is another enemy of the Wraith within 5 feet of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wet Hands is technically an enemy, so yeah, that would give you sneak attack.
So is Andrew.
Yeah, true.
Okay. My attack is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Definitely hits the specter.
Okay, and then what's it? Aether does 1d8 plus 1d6. That is. I'm sorry, there's too many extra dice. So 1d8 plus 6 is 10 points of magical slashing.
Okay.
Then an additional 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Hold on a second. That actually might be on a saving throw. Can you make a wisdom saving throw? That 4 points of radiant might not affect you yet. You do make it at disadvantage.
Rolled a 19 twice.
Wow.
Fuck me. All right. So not that 4 points of extra damage. You know what? With that in mind, I'm going to smite the fuck out of you, though.
Okay. Roll your smite damage.
Yeah. All right. 1.
What level?
That's a second level smite, so I get to do three dice.
Jeez, okay.
16 radiant damage.
16 radiant damage. You the specter just dissipates in radiant flame.
And then the second attack, I'm going to attack whoever is also within arm's reach of me.
The skeleton or Andrew's butt?
The skeleton.
This gives him a good smack on the ass.
23 to hit.
That hits a skeleton, yes.
All right, so that's 11 points of slashing damage. Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
$12.
1 second. Oh no, my dice got stuck.
Cocked.
No, it's stuck in my dice tower. Like,
Oh.
That's crazy.
come back. Get out of there.
But it too big.
A little bit. It's one of the sharp edged resin ones. So
Mm.
that is a 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And I'm
That
not gonna
skeleton just collapses into bones.
Excellent.
Bones.
Okay, and then bonus action, I'm gonna cast
Bonus action.
another what's it called?
Honey.
Thank you.
Another sacred flame at the ogre guy.
Okay. Deck save?
Yeah.
That's a 16.
Beats it. So that's no damage. All right.
Okay. All right. Yamakasi, your turn ends. The skeletal horses continue to pantomime eating grass.
As one does.
Bracket.
Those are cute.
It's my turn. It sounds like I'm tired of these guys being anywhere near me. It's been like one too many turns. So, for my first attack, I'm going to take as hard of a swipe at the first skeleton in front of me while trying to knock him through the other one.
Okay, roll an attack.
I'm pumping everything into this bad boy. Okay, so that's 19.
On there, so I know what I want to do.
And I'm going to Divine Smite it, by the way.
That does in fact hit. Roll your damage.
Okay, he's gonna be turned into nothing. I'm gonna
You
attack
just
the air
shower
skeleton
them
with
in,
his
confetti
vapor.
and sparkles.
Yeah. Okay, just the slashing damage is 13. Oh, sweet! And I rolled high. Oh, need to find some D4s. This one's getting fun. This guy's gonna like turn into like a light source for a couple seconds. Okay, so two extra D4s. So that's 4. So that's 4 points of radiant damage, plus I need to do the Divine Smite. Give me 1 sec.
Okay.
This dude is literally turning to a vapor. Is he already dead, Brian?
Yeah, but you already pumped it, so.
I know, it's because, as I said, I want to like to swing so hard that the energy blast, I don't care if it just knocks over the other guy, and he's like, what the fuck was that?
His, like, head spinning.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a total of 13 radiant damage.
That one you slam into, and it knocks the other one back about 5 feet out of direct range with you.
Okay, and then I'm going to step directly behind me into the Spectre.
All right, roll to hit the Spectre.
Sweet. That is a 27. I rolled a 19.
That one hits, yes.
Okay, and I'm adding my 7 from my, being Angel Boy. Okay,
Yes.
so that is 13 points of slashing damage, plus an additional 13 points of radiant damage.
The Spectre gets blasted away, and Bracket, you don't have anybody engaged with you right now.
Yeah. I'm going to immediately sprint towards
Engaged.
these two. Oops, wrong button.
Get engaged, fool.
I haven't met the right girl yet. You know, Brackett hasn't. I have. I'm married and well off. Brackett hasn't figured his shit out yet. I'm gonna run towards these two skeletons and kind of just be like, okay, fuckers, away from my wizard.
Where do you want to be placed around them?
Just behind them. I'm just sprinting at them.
Cool. All right. And that is the end of Brackett's turn. After that, it is the zombies' turns. So
Zombies.
5, 10, 15,
It's in
20,
your
25. He was heading
Oh
towards
my god,
Brackett.
it's almost fucking midnight, guys.
It is.
The zombie's going to run down here.
Have I gotten my text from my wife that says, where the
There you
fuck
go.
are you?
Playing D&D.
Oh, she knows where, but she's like 11:30 normally.
Yeah.
We might have
Sometimes
to
it's
finish.
gotta go long, you know what I mean?
We might need to finish this round and actually like.
Yep, hold on. So the zombies are going to run there. This one's going to go over here and start trying to collect some of that. Do you want this one to run anywhere?
I should have in my head commanded Hamel to make friends with the zombie horses.
Okay,
Which
so it's
he
going to
would
come
not
here and
like.
it's gonna start trying to climb the side of the ship. This one over here. And then after that,
Oh, they all ran over to say hi to me? Bad choice!
and then this Minotaur skeleton is going to run over here and also start trying to climb the side of the ship. And
Nock,
then
time to leave soon.
Nock, it is your and Vane's turn. You see this woman in front of you who is just speaking.
Yeah.
You see her soul collecting creature that seems to have some of the stardust in it. Some stardust is smoldering behind her at the very tip of the ship. And you can hear the sounds of the creatures climbing up around the side of the ships towards you.
Yeah. Would it, where the stardust is, would it hurt to stand on that spot? Or is it like, can I share a space with it or no?
You can share a space with it, but it potentially may be pretty hot still. It seemed like when Yamakowski first touched it, and it was really hot, but it seemed to cool. You don't know if this one is cooler yet. It still seems like it's smoldering, but...
Okay. I'm gonna... How high up is it? Is it, like, tall?
What? The ship?
The stardust. Is it, like, high up, or is it, like...
No, it's right there in the bow and behind.
No,
how big is it?
It's on the very tip of the ship right there, so it's the same.
Yes, I
level
understand. How tall is it?
It's a big rock chunk, so probably about this, and it's slowly just disintegrating into dust.
Okay. Okay, so Vane could safely fly over it.
Yeah.
Without running into it. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think my move is going to be... It's going to be kind of a little bit of a wacky situation.
You're just gonna fly over her, grab it, and leave.
I mean, like, kinda, but not really fully. I haven't really been using Vane's attacks also, by the way.
You haven't... Well, Vane is currently carrying you.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah.
That is true. Vane really can't attack right now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Do I
giving
have
you
my
better
hands
mobility.
free then?
What was that?
If she's carrying me, do I have my hands free?
I'd say so, yeah. Yeah, because you were collecting the stardust while she was holding you.
Yeah, so I could
she's grabbed into your armor.
I probably couldn't use my longbow, but I could use my Aquanarch, right?
Probably.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think that's gonna be my move. I'm just gonna say, you know, it really didn't have to be this way. I wasn't gonna hurt you. And then I'm going to use the Aquanarch to attack her. Now, I have a question because it is a ranged weapon. But it seems
And you're
silly to
here.
me for it to be at disadvantage when it is a glorified water gun.
It's one of the weapons that isn't.
That seems strange to me.
With it being pointed directly at you, I mean, you could kind of like move out of the way,
Okay.
I guess,
Okay, fair enough.
from there. So it would be disadvantaged since it is so close.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? In that case, I'm going to risk the attack of opportunity to back
And fly
up.
back.
Fly
Okay.
back 5 feet.
Do the cool,
Veins
cool
got
back.
very big and wide.
Sorry, I'm trying to move myself, and it's not working.
Gotcha. So on. Wait, you just moved there. Okay, and there. So
Yeah. They
Nock
moved
just
back, I
moved
moved back.
out of your range. So that means
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you could make a melee attack against them.
Which means what?
So you can use your reaction this turn to make a swipe at them. Try to
Before they get out of my range.
Yes.
Okay. So
Kick her in the
would
face,
this
or-
be something I could do?
So not as a reaction, because reaction has to be a melee weapon, but that's something your turn is coming up next, so you'd be able to do that in your next turn.
Okay, so I would have to physically attack them.
Yes, so you have your sickle in your hand.
I also have my bow. How far away are they from me already?
Well, they were in your close range, so you wouldn't be able to like take a bow shot.
Okay, so I mean, it makes sense.
Because
To use
them
my
leaving is
that you
inconvenient
had
for
your
you.
sickle out.
Yeah.
So roll an attack, and you can add +8 to it. 17.
Okay.
17.
That just hits.
Okay. So roll this.
I can't see it.
So that is going to be, and then I'll roll this. Nice. Okay. So that is going to be a total of 5 points of slashing damage and then 4 points of cold damage done against
Okay.
you. And do you want to pump one of the extra charges into that attack?
Yeah.
So
He's
that
pissed off at this point.
Also, Nock's trying to be
Fair
cool
enough.
guy, you know.
Oh, for sure.
you take an additional 12 points of cold damage as this sickle just reaches out and slashes part of your arm. And then as it does, you can just feel the cold energy just almost freeze over the cut immediately and up your arm. It's the same arm you end up reaching out with the Aquan Arc as you start taking your shot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. Oh, do I want to tempt fate here? Fuck it, sharpshooter.
Okay.
Nice.
Which is one.
Okay.
Less chance to hit, but more damage if they do.
That's a good roll. Okay. The Aquanarch is a +10, so that is +5. So that's a 20. Sorry, 22 to hit.
22
Hell
definitely
yeah.
hits.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Also, are you either a humanoid or an elemental?
No.
No.
Okay, cool. All right,
No, not that.
let's
Okay.
do this. That is going to be. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw while I roll some damage. Let's see what dice do I want to use.
Not doing good. That was a 9.
No.
Okay, so she okay, that's fun. Okay, number 1, you're gonna take 7 plus 5 is what? That's 12. You take 22 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Take, and then you Then you get pushed 10 feet back and fall prone.
So
fall prone.
You get hit with this blast, and it knocks you 10 feet back off the side of the ship.
Falling damage.
Please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Good job, Nock.
That one is good.
She falls prone as part of this.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Does she get hurt more when she eats it on the bottom on the floor?
All right. That was very low for the falling damage, so you only take 2 by succeeding that, but you do still fall prone. Actually, hold on.
Lords,
Yeah.
the worst part is
you can't be knocked prone, and so you can go incorporeal, and you fall through the ground just to come right back up next turn, so you actually don't take that damage from falling.
Cool. That's
But
neat.
Nock, you don't see that.
Yeah.
You just see knocking them off the side of the ship.
Yeah.
And now that was your action.
Yep.
You can get to the Stardust.
I'm gonna. Oh, also, sorry. Plus 1d6 of damage from Hunter's Mark. I forgot about
Oh yeah, she's hunting. So you feel that at once when you got hit with that mark that's been hovering over your head kind of just helps it pulse, and you feel a little bit more.
That's another 3 damage.
Okay.
Feels like the arrows dug into you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
anything
then,
else in your turn?
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna move up to the Stardust and use my bonus action to take as much as I can.
Bonus action,
So
you can't
not as
take
a
any,
bonus
but you can
action.
stare at it.
Yep, as a bonus action.
So you're gonna stare at that as a bonus action.
I can't take any as a bonus action?
No, that's one of the rules. It's the
I
only
can't
rule
take,
we made at the
less?
beginning. Was you can't take any during your bonus action. That was the one rule we made.
I can't take less of it?
I've already a couple people have already asked that. I'm kind of like, hey, bonus action, not your action has to be used to basically have the pouch be shoveling stuff in.
You have to open up the pouch. You have to shovel it into the pouch. It's a little too much work for a bonus action.
Yes.
Fair. Could
great minds think alike.
Vayne hasn't used any of her actions. Could she get some into the pouch?
I mean, if you have it readily accepted, she could kind of try.
Can Nock use their bonus action to hold the pouch open?
To hold it open and have Vayne use her
and then Vayne go
shovel it in.
Which would still not be a lot.
Have Vayne roll a dexterity check.
Yeah.
Sounds fair to me.
Like desperate times.
Vayne grabs the rock, it just crumbles. What is it?
She rolled a nat 1.
Oh no.
Man, the distressing hooing I made worked out really well.
Oh no. Alright, so yeah, you have this whole badass moment of blasting it away and then coming up and holding the pouch, and then Vayne's just like, it just crumbles every time Vayne puts her claws through it.
It's almost like she doesn't have hands.
Okay. Let's just hold on to me.
Alright.
It makes sense. She's an owl.
Yep.
She's
a
trying
giant
her best.
owl. She's just like.
And your turn next. You are
okay. So
down.
So.
Oh my god.
Nock and Vayne haven't seen yet, but I've basically risen back up to the position that I was in before.
Yep.
And I haven't sustained the damage from the fall.
Yeah. Well, you're on the ground level now, but you didn't take any damage. You just fell when incorporeal came back up, so no damage.
Okay.
You are able to float, so you could float up to here again and then do something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so Nock, as you're holding it and Vayne's just struggling to put it in, you see the woman just rise up in front of the stern of the ship again, just staring at you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
No.
I can imagine she's real fucking pissed at this point.
That was like a Yelena moment from the hi. It just kills you. All right, was there a spell that you were looking at?
Yes.
This one?
Yep.
All right, is there anything you say?
Oh. Let's see. Hold on. because there's options here.
Mm.
Okay. So she basically floats her ass right back up onto the top there. We've reached a new level of pissed. Her eyes are kind of glowing a little bit, and she just looks at them and is like, this is getting tiresome. And then she uses this.
Okay. And she holds both of her hands forward, and you can just see water from the moisture around you just start building up, coming out of the boards of the ship, and just forms a watery sphere around you and Vane.
Oh no. Oh
And that
no.
is where we will end tonight's session.
Nock is just grinning.
As the water is starting to surround around you. Well, everybody, we played a lot longer than we normally do, but this is normally what happens when we do combat.
Yeah.
It's multiple sessions.
I'm so happy that we didn't interact with the other morons.
Me too. Holy shit.
Well, I hope I surprised all of you guys with a special guest.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was awesome, dude. And
If
Sam, it was really nice to hear
me,
from
she
you
would have
a little
said,
bit.
"Ta," but she's not. So he's like, I got water.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I love her.
Thank you guys for joining in tonight's disaster. It's a little
Hell
late,
yeah.
so we're not gonna chit chat much right now. But
Mm.
thank you all for coming. We'll try to do something sooner. Maybe we do something around my 30th birthday in person. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll
Try.
figure something out.
Maybe that's none of your business. Maybe,
Oh, God.
maybe you don't plan your own birthday.
Yeah, Brian.
I'll see you guys at some point for the next disaster.
We're kidnapping
For
him.
sure.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.